This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
What a great Thursday to be alive. Hey, I got it right. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Kyle Wallace. He's Bradley Nortman. How you doing today, Brad?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Just the two of us today. Ben, not up north in Door County. Big difference. Not up north.
No, here's the thing. He is up north, and I heard somebody today on 101.7 The Truth, the Black Talk radio station that we have here. I'm the director of content. A gentleman from who lives in Chicago. He says, yeah, just going up north there to Milwaukee.
Oh, my God. See, but that proves my point, doesn't it?
No, going up north. And Tori told you yesterday, going up north. And Homer said it as well. People say going up north.
Going up north. Going up north to the Dells. The Dells is not up north. That is flagrant.
I'm pretty sure you are a smart man. You probably scored very high on your ACT, so geography was something that you probably understand very well. Bradley Nortman, a Badger, Wisconsin alum. Mm-hmm. If you start here and you go directly above that where the finger is, you go, what direction is that?
That's going north.
Okay.
Going north. But you might not be up north.
Well, Ben's up north. He went north because he's up north. And then, Strofe, how you doing today?
I'm good, Kyle. I'm good. Little rattled, not going to lie to you.
What are you rattled by? What happened?
A lot has happened in the last 24 hours. Jen Latta led it strongly by winning around the horn.
She did.
But then I turn on, we'll get to this later as we talk to them at 3:45. But Rutledge and Hamilton, weekdays 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison, I've got beef. So I'm just a little rattled because I used to produce that show. Now I produce this show, and they're taking shots at us. I'm rattled.
Yeah. This is it's going to be the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. And I love Drake, but Kendrick bodied Drake. And let me tell you, we Kendrick, they not even Drake.
I'm trying to follow what that means.
Oh, I forgot. That's right.
I know who these guys are, but who won? After all that, who won?
Kendrick won, but
Kendrick
are there
won,
any beefs? You listen to country music, correct?
Yeah.
Have there been any country music beefs you recall, or any? I'm trying to think of some beefs that may resonate a little bit better.
They're pretty.
Kenny Chesney beefing with Toby Keith. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Toby Keith.
R.I.P.
Toby Keith.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. No, I don't. I mean, it's a pretty tight.
Okay.
Enjoyable community, that country music community.
Well, that's fantastic.
To my knowledge.
Well, I thought ESPN Wisconsin was a pretty tight, comfortable community until I heard people taking shots at our beautiful hair, beautiful faces, and amazing show.
It's one of those things where you're just kind of walking along the street, you're living your life, and then you just hear this dirty accusations and name calling and just all this stuff from Rutledge and Hamilton. Totally unprompted, totally unwarranted, but we're going to get after them a little bit later today.
And absolutely, completely false. We are going to get after them a little bit later today. 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Talking Text line. Make sure you go to YouTube, too. You want to watch us live right now, see KBN, see Brad, see myself live. Make sure you go to YouTube and make sure you subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee or ESPN Madison on YouTube and watch us live, because if you do watch us live, you'll see something on Brad's hand. There's this black tape on Brad's hand, and I'm not. What is that all about? Why does your thumb have athletic tape? Black tape? What is that?
Yeah, I got athletic tape on my left thumb. There's a reason for it. So last night,
playing the guitar? Is that what it's for?
Yeah, no, I wish. Last night in the kitchen, we got this big, homemade from a farm nearby us out in Lake Country, this amazing cinnamon raisin bread. And I've just been devouring this bread, right?
Oh, wow. Cinnamon raisin.
Cinnamon raisin. But cool. It's like the size of a watermelon, maybe not that big, but kind of the hard crust, soft interior. So I'm using about a 10-inch blade serrated knife to cut a piece. And I'll be honest, I was sort of at a weird angle at it. And instead of putting my guide hand, my left hand, on the thick side of the bread, because we've already gotten through about a fourth of the bread.
Yeah, the hump.
On the hump. I put it on the side I was slicing.
Woo!
And I don't know what it was. I was sort of slicing at a weird angle, and I wasn't looking, being a little careless, a little clumsy, and sliced my thumb. I mean, there's about a 1-inch slice in my thumb. I had to hold pressure on it, hold it above my head to make sure that the blood flow wasn't bringing it down to increase the bleeding. And I've got this massive gouge, this massive cut on my hand.
Oof.
And I typed it tight last night. I had all these like really bizarre dreams last night.
Oh, wow.
Of my finger.
You're losing blood, huh?
I was losing blood, and then my thumb was cut off. It was a really weird night. But my takeaway is, first of all, be careful in the kitchen. That's number one. Number two, man, thumbs are critical.
Oh, they're disposable. That is what makes us unique.
Opposable.
Opposable.
Disposable. No, they're not disposable.
Opposable.
Yeah.
You went to Madison, I went to Whitewater.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Opposable thumbs.
Yeah, we can't dispose of them. The opposable thumbs are critical. I feel like I'm living one-handed right now. Legitimately, I feel like my right hand is my only functioning hand.
Fine.
No, I'm not. I'm not fine.
Let me tell you something about a cut. A cut is the worst thing you can do. A cut on the thumb, a cut on the inside of your hand, because it's irritating, and every time you touch something, you grab something, you utilize that opposable thumb to try to grip. And when you have a cut on it, every time you bend it, you feel pain. You are in agony because of the fact that you have that cut and your skin is getting stretched out. This is not a joke. I understand your pain.
And I am in pain. I am in agony. And like even like trying to take a shower, I'm trying to not get it dirty or wet. So I'm like using one hand for shampoo. I'm trying to type out on my phone. And because of the padding on my left thumb, I have to type with one finger, with one thumb. My texting speed is probably cut down by at least half, maybe more, because I'm not used to the one hand. So I literally feel like I am walking around this world with one functioning hand.
It is an absolute nuisance to have something like that happen. I was doing some jobs around the house using my hands. I'll say it that way, not the way you said it a couple weeks ago. I was using my hands and ended up cutting myself, and I still to this day can feel the skin on my thumb where it was cut. But here's the thing. I don't blame you for this. I blame Lexi. You know why I blame Lexi?
Oh, wow.
You know why I blame Lexi?
Why's that?
Because if Lexi was there, she would have made a comment. She would have said, don't cut yourself. 100% would have told. She would have said, don't cut yourself.
Well,
I know that to be a fact.
You know what's funny?
What is that?
She was the one cutting the bread. So she was halfway through her slice, held the knife. She had to go take care of something else really quick. So I thought, ooh, this is an opportunity to be a good husband. I'm going to finish it for her.
Oh, no.
And literally I go 1, 2, 3, 4, right through the thumb. And it's
Brad,
like,
I can't help but acknowledge that you referenced, I don't know if it was both on the air and off the air or just off the air, but you cut that same thumb recently as well?
yeah, about 2 years ago, using the same knife. It's about a 10-inch serrated knife. I am confident on the knife cutting the bread.
10 inches.
For whatever reason, I used that same knife to cut an apple. And I cut myself about 2 years ago. Literally same spot. This cut is about a half a centimeter away from a scar on my thumb, where like the exact same cut, but that was deeper and worse. I got lightheaded on that one.
You think it might be a good idea to stop using that knife, buddy?
Put the knife down.
It's such a good knife, though. It just cuts it
also,
through.
you think it might be a good idea to start tucking your fingers when you're cutting something? Because this is 2 times in 2 years. I've never done it.
You've never cut
You've
your
never
fingers?
cut yourself before?
Not cutting things in the kitchen. Absolutely not. I tuck my fingers. I used to work in a kitchen. I know how to cut things.
You look like a kitchen boy. You look like a boy in the back in the
Smoking
kitchen.
some cigs.
Yeah, that one, the skinny dude. Who back there cooking my food? Oh, that rascal. You look like that.
You need to teach me form, Strofe. How do you cut? What do you do with your guide hand?
You gotta cut. You gotta just tuck the fingers and then you cut.
So you're cutting them. You're holding it with your fist?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, wow. That doesn't.
Just like the baseline of your fingers.
I feel like you'd
I don't
lose so
think I
much
have any
control.
control. Yeah, I don't know that.
No,
one.
you won't.
I'm not used to that. I'm not used to it whatsoever.
If anything, I thought it would just be keep your hand further away or make sure your hand is always on top of the knife. I've heard
those
that.
things are okay too. Yeah.
And I utilize neither, of course.
Your biggest issue is the fact that you tried to be hero. You tried to do something. You wanted to step in, but you didn't. You were so excited to do the job versus actually making sure you're doing the job right, and you cut yourself. And listen. There's a lot of moments in life that make you feel like an idiot, but cutting yourself makes you feel like an imbecile. Especially again, the reason it really does. You feel stupid because there's many times that my lady has told me don't cut yourself, and when they say that, maybe you don't because you're a really great guy. And when somebody tells you don't cut yourself, I'm good. I got it. What you mean don't cut myself?
What's worse, a cut or a burn? Because I burned my other thumb, the back of it.
Damn, I burned my thumb.
Get out of the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen.
On the pizza. I was grabbing for a pizza in the oven, and I burned it. You can see it right here. It was brutal. So, I mean, my hands are begging for forgiveness.
Did you burn your hand on the top of the oven?
Yeah, right. It was the
Or on
top.
the rack.
No, so you know how our oven has like 3 racks?
Sure.
And so I put the pizza on the middle rack, and I was going
Top
to like.
rack.
You're a top rack guy? I thought you keep a pizza in the middle.
No. I'm saying you burned your hand on the top rack.
Oh, yes. I burned on the top rack.
I am a top rack guy, though.
Really?
I'm a
Love
bottom.
a good top rack.
Is that
I'm
supposed
a
to make
bottom
the
rack
cheese
guy.
crispy? Bottom rack?
Yeah, I like the bottoms.
Oh, okay. You're a bottom rack guy.
I am. I like it. Cooks the pizza better.
What are the odds? We all put our pizzas on different racks.
I mean, I'm poor, so I don't have a middle rack. I think 3 racks is something that's not normal.
I only have 2.
Really?
I only have a bottom rack and a top rack.
Man, get yourself a new oven, boys.
I can't
what are we
afford
doing?
that type of oven. If the price starts with a 3, I walk away.
I toured an apartment on Tuesday. Didn't have an oven.
Oh, wow.
What?
You can't stay there.
The microwave was a convection oven.
No,
That's what I said.
no.
you can't do that.
I was with my girlfriend. I walked out. I said, if we're making any casseroles, we got to do it at your place, I guess.
Yeah, you'd be very limited. You'd be very limited with that.
That's the thing you go straight to, huh?
Casserole?
You make casseroles?
Does that surprise you?
Yeah.
How often do you make a casserole?
Not that often.
Often enough that it's
Maybe-
being involved in your living decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you
Once,
came
once
out
a
and
month,
said-
maybe.
Once a month? That's pretty often for a
probably,
casserole.
I'm probably about a 12 casserole a year guy.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Those are high numbers.
I've never asked my girl to make me a casserole.
You never had a good casserole then.
I've seen it's a lot of cream and
what's in a good
peas
casserole?
I make a good chicken and stuffing casserole.
Huh. Outside of the holiday season,
My
too?
mom makes her world famous chicken broccoli casserole. Very good.
I would love to see what this looks
Tater
like.
tot casserole.
Now you're sounding
I
pretty
love a
good.
good casserole.
Okay, yeah.
Big Mac casserole.
Oh, wow,
very
man.
unhealthy.
Oh,
Very
wow. I
good.
feel like that would be
The
a
Stroh-
heavy casserole.
The Stroh family loves a good casserole, huh? Well,
Yeah, good casserole.
Probably range in that casserole.
one day I'll get a middle rack, but again, Brad, I feel so bad for you cutting yourself, and I'm telling you, I blame Lexi only because if she was there, she would have said, "Be careful, don't cut yourself."
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact that is what women are good for. They're there to protect us. They're there to look out for us.
It's one of those things where, when you got kids or something and you feel the constant need for supervision, it's like, I can't leave you alone for 5 minutes because you spill something, you wreck something, you hurt
Facts.
something. I feel like there's a little bit of that with me. I feel like Lexi's like, Brad, I can't leave you alone for 5 minutes. You're burning your finger when you try to grab for the pizza. You're cutting your thumb off when you're trying to, cut a bread. This is ridiculous.
If anybody ever asks what are women good for, I can tell you this.
Okay.
Women are good to make sure that we are fine. I'm telling you this right
Yeah,
now.
we need 'em.
We may complain about women all the time as men, but let me tell you, they are literally our rib. They are our other half. I would be nothing without having a woman in my life.
If there was no women on the planet, there'd be a lot bigger issues. But I'll tell you what, somehow the men,
But a
if it
pent-up
was only
aggression.
men, we'd burn the world down.
We 100% would burn the world down. 800-990-3776. Bradley Nortman got a boo-boo because he decided he wanted to play with the big boy knives. And when he played with the big boy knives, he ended up cutting himself. But somebody else taking a shot? I don't think he was taking a shot, but somebody making a bold statement about Aaron Rodgers. Jason Wilde went at his head. We'll play that audio next, and we'll dissect that as well. Keep it locked. You're listening to KBN right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
Top rack guy, huh, Kyle?
Bottom rack.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in the house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that, dude's getting audited now.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light.
This is not like let's pretend there's competition so we can get our guy right. I think they have doubts about it, and he's going to have to earn it.
I'm not sure, even if you don't have to give up a ton to get DA back, I'm not so sure I want to mess with what we got and pay him that dollar amount.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk all the time about Bank 5-9 and their mission to make lives better. That mission extends beyond their customers and communities to their employees. Bank 5-9 was just honored again by Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 15 years in a row. They were named the #1 mid-sized employer in the region and earned special recognition for the company's overall direction. Want to learn more about working with my friends at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Hey, graduating high school seniors, you already know IKEA is your home for everything you need to make your upcoming college living experience great. Now, IKEA wants to help you celebrate your graduation with the 2024 IKEA Grad Bash. Join IKEA on June 22nd from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for fun activities, contests, giveaways, gifts, and more. Search the store with the Grad Bash scavenger hunt, grab a free hot dog, and uncover fun around every corner. Stop by IKEA Oak Creek on June 22nd for IKEA's Grad Bash.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
At Fleet Farm, we know every sunny day doesn't begin and end with us. But if it did, we've got you covered. Everyday fishing gear from Rapala, Berkeley, and Minn Kota. Everyday grilling goods from Weber, Kingsford, and Blackstone. Everyday camping gear from Coleman, Yeti, and Eureka. Whatever makes your day, we're right there with you. At Fleet Farm, we've got everything you need for everyday life.
Over the past 20 years, Wisconsin has seen a huge increase in reported elder abuse cases. Elder abuse is the verbal, physical, emotional, sexual, or financial abuse of a senior citizen. It can also be the intentional or unintentional neglect of an older person. Wisconsin's population of seniors 65 and older is projected to grow significantly in the coming decades. That's why we all share the responsibility to help protect our seniors by recognizing and reporting any signs of elder abuse. If you believe that elder abuse has been inflicted upon yourself or someone you know, please report it. Call the Wisconsin Elder Abuse Hotline toll-free at 1-833-586-0107 or visit reportelderabusewI.org. Respect our elders. Report abuse. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Justice.
This project is supported by the Administration for Community Living, ACL, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, as part of a financial assistance award totaling $120,000 with 100% funding by ACL HHS. The contents are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official views of nor an endorsement by ACL HHS or the U.S. government.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It is KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Kyle Wallace. He's Brad Nortman. Strove holding it down behind the glass, and we're talking about opposable thumbs because of the fact that Bradley Nortman was in the kitchen thinking he was Chef Curry in the kitchen, but instead he was just macheteing up and cutting up his thumb as he tried to cut a loaf of bread.
Macheteing up.
I guess it wasn't a loaf of bread, cinnamon bread to be
it was cinnamon raisin bread. Delicious bread. And I ate the slice, by the way. You know I did.
Was there blood on it?
There wasn't. I mean, when I did it, it was a quick reaction to pull it away. And it took me a minute. Honestly, I lost my appetite for a second because, you get that look of the thumb. I put pressure on it right away, but then I ran it under cold water. That's supposed to help. And then you see it. So you see how long the cut it is. I was like, dang, that's a long cut. Then pulled it away. And then the blood just come rushing out. It gives me a little upset stomach, a little bit. I'm not good with blood. You guys good with blood?
I'm not great with it. Are you the type of person, 'cause I can see it, but I'm like, okay, let me get this taken care of. The weirdest people to me are the people when they cut themselves somewhere. The first thing they do is
I do that.
And they start to
suck on it?
Why are you you're not a vampire. Why are you sucking your own blood?
My own blood.
No, but why are you sucking it?
Just make me a vampire.
Go up.
I'm not sucking somebody else's blood.
It makes you a vampire because you're swallowing blood.
Brad cut his finger. I wasn't sucking his finger.
No, but I'm just but I can tell a relationship that you're one day you'll be married and one day you'll have kids. I guarantee you, instead of going to apply pressure, you'll probably
No, not on there.
I'll suck it up.
Oh, that would be disturbing to suck someone else's blood.
I'd tell them to do to themselves.
But why do people do that?
I'm not losing any blood then.
What? I don't know if that's how it works because I don't think blood transfusions go through.
It's not an oral thing.
No, I don't think so. I think when you, I think that causes other diseases if you do it like that.
I got to be honest. I really don't know why I do it.
Yeah, I don't know why
it's just
people do it
kind of always been a hey, I don't want to drip blood anywhere type thing. And
yeah, go get a paper towel.
I mean, I will, but I'll drip blood on the way there.
If it's a small cut, I can understand that to just try to like allow the platelets to heal themselves. But man, if it's a deep cut, are you still sucking it? The thumb, or like if you cut your thumb, the way I'd cut my thumb, and it's deep.
Yeah,
you sucking that blood? You're not. It's too deep.
No,
there's limits. There's limits.
Probably.
There's limits.
Probably.
I think it's ridiculous.
A severe injury, you're still going to be.
Okay, with that, we're calling it a severe injury.
Yes,
Why are you at work?
It's severe.
Why are you at work?
Because I'm gutting it out because I'm a former football player and I'm tough. Yeah. And I'm living with one hand.
Look at this.
I am living with one hand.
Right,
I might as well cast up my arm. Remember how like Kabir Baja Biamila used to cast his I might as well put a cast on my left arm. That is
an insane reference.
that is how much I'm struggling right now.
I mean, he's thugging it out. 800-990-3776. I do want to know, why do people suck the blood out their thumb? But also, you all want to talking text line, ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. Also, our YouTube. You can watch us and stream us live right now by going to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Boy, oh boy, you have quite the reaction to Bradley cutting his thumb. Rippin' Rona, he said, finger cuts are the worst, especially during golf season. That is terrible. I've had an issue with that where I had a cut on the inside of the webbing of my thumb and then trying to grip a golf club and consistently do that swing. That is not comfortable. I don't even golf. It's painful.
Yeah,
painful.
Cutting the webbing would be incredibly painful.
Painful.
And this is my left hand. That left hand is critical for the golf swing. I think that is the dominant hand on the golf swing.
Thank goodness you didn't do it before the Lombardi Classic last week, or you wouldn't have been able to play.
I wouldn't have been able to rub shoulders with league circles.
Exactly. I saw that swing you had.
Felt pretty good.
It looked good. Matt from Racine, he says, it sounds like Bradley needs to take a knife skills class. Check out Sir La Table at Bayshore. Also can double as a date night.
Okay. I need instruction. That's a fact.
You definitely do. You should be a little bit more fearful when you pick up a big knife after cutting yourself twice in 2 years.
You ever see the way that chefs will like machine gun that? I wouldn't dare do it.
I wouldn't dare do it. Do it. I'm so afraid of losing a finger.
Yeah, I mean, me too. Clearly,
because Big Daddy Bobo, is Big Daddy Bobo and Bobo Ranch? Is that the Let me read this just in case. He said, my uncle lost a finger in a farming accident and was milking cows the next day. You guys are soft. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. He lost a finger.
Lost a finger and milking cows the next day. They don't make them like they used to. That's farm strength right there.
I don't want to be like that. I really don't. I want to mope a little bit and kind of take time to recover. I would be traumatized.
Does it matter what finger, though?
Yes.
I guarantee he didn't lose a thumb.
He didn't lose a thumb because he ain't milk, because you got to grab the teats with the thumb.
You do. You need to grab
You got to. You have to. And so I know it wasn't that.
Have you ever milked a cow before?
I have milked a cow back in school. We went to a farm. It's very awkward to grab.
Wait. This is like a field trip?
This is a field trip. We took a field trip.
You milked cows?
It is
the most Wisconsin thing I've ever heard.
Let me tell you something. As a young child going to milk a cow, because it's a female cow.
How old were you?
I was under the age of 8.
Oh, really?
Under the age of 8. Under the age of 8.
It's too early.
No. What do you mean too? And so I literally remember grabbing.
Okay, little Kyle, grab this.
Yeah, you grab. So the farmer guy, he showed us how to do it, and he squeezed it, and the milk just came out, and then you want to come, and so I'm disgusted by touching a lot of things, but I just wanted to try it, and I did, and I just remember the hairy and just warm. This is literally, we're talking 20 plus years ago, 25 years ago, and the squeeze right out, right into the bucket.
It's a very graphic description for something 20 years ago.
I mean, you remember grabbing what do they call?
They're udders.
Udders. I thought they were called teats.
Well, I think the udder is the main apparatus, and then the teat is the individual.
Well, that's what I grabbed.
Thing that you're grabbing.
That's what I grabbed.
Whenever I've seen a cow being milked, I always imagine that I don't know. It sounds like the milk comes out very fast. It feels like a water bottle that you squeeze out and it comes out that quick.
No, it definitely came out fast, and it had a lot of. I'm telling y'all, I remember doing this like it was yesterday.
This is enough cow milking talk for the day.
Well, we could keep going on. Ernie in the barn, he said he loves all racks. Shout out to you, Ernie. Most people do as well. And then, oh, man, I lost it here.
Kyle, hold on. Can we just acknowledge the last 60 seconds of you on the radio?
Talking about teats and racks?
Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about a cow.
And pizza racks.
Pizza rack. I'm dead serious. You ain't going to get me caught up. I ain't getting in trouble today. But in addition to that, Michael said, measure once and cut twice. Bradley.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you got to be patient, man.
Yeah, I mean, between the cut on one thumb and the burn on the other, you guys ever answered? I think a burn is worse. I'm not going to lie. I think a burn lingers longer, the pain. And you run it under water, even 2 days later it stings. The cut still hurts, but it feels pretty protected.
Nope. I'm going to tell you this why.
You'd rather get cut than burned?
I'd rather get burned than cut.
Yeah, I agree. No. Sorry, no. I think a burn is worse.
The reason why is that I burn my hand on our toaster oven we have upstairs. I pull something out and I hit my hand on there, right? When you burn yourself a lot of times, the initial pain, it might be there for a day where you initially have to deal with that, or a day or two that you deal with it, but eventually it goes away. Like, I can't even recall where I burned myself. I remember peeling the skin off of it because, after a certain time you can peel the skin. I remember that. Like, I remember the pain initially, but after a couple of days, it was gone. This dang cut that I got from a month ago when I was, sucking water out my basement, my hand is still ashy and rusty in that spot right there on my thumb, and it's been over a month ago. Over a month. This was pain. That right, if you burned your thumb, in a week you'll be fine. But you know what? You're still going to be twitching and finicking around with that thumb for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Especially if it's a bad cut, there's definitely something where the skin doesn't quite grow back exactly the way it once was. On the same thumb that I cut with the apple with the same serrated knife, I feel like my thumbprint is now different.
Yeah.
Different like in the, in the U.S. government.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. And now you can't even use that hand like you could before. I'm telling you, cutting is definitely worse than burning yourself. But also on the talking text line, AJ said, listen, strange coincidence. I also sliced my right thumb doing dishes yesterday.
No way.
Had to go to urgent care to get it glued. The amount of times I have bumped it and made it bleed today is insane. Lot of unpleasant language in my house this morning because of it. AJ, I agree, man. It's a nuisance. Absolute nuisance.
AJ, thumb cut brothers. I appreciate that. And you're totally right. Any little bump, any little wiggle, whoop, there goes the blood. I wonder how it was cut on the dishwasher. Is that what he said? Dishwasher?
Doing dishes.
Oh, doing dishes.
Not sure how he did it with dishes, but you know what? Hey, we'll never know. Somebody here, Michael said 2 words, liquid bandage. You ever heard of that?
I have heard of that. That's what got me through the initial cut. I probably need stitches.
Wow. That Nortman estate, boy, oh boy, I got everything there.
Yeah, the liquid bandage.
I don't even know what that is.
It's basically like super glue.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't get it. Is there a generic brand? I don't do the Band-Aid brand. That's a brand. I don't do that. I do the.
You don't do that?
No, I do the cheapest brand. Come on now, they all do the same. They all serve the same purpose.
Well, hold on. You injure yourself and you are going like with a bottom shelf bandage?
Oh, yes. Walgreens. To get the Walgreens brand, the basic brand.
No, I go with Band-Aid.
They do the same thing.
Only the best for my skin.
Oh wow, shocker.
Mr. 3 racks.
Do you guys have like the Neosporin gel that you put on it too? Antibacterial?
I do use Neosporin, but the alcohol, I do buy the dollar alcohol from Walmart.
No, that's probably about right.
Yeah, I just get it from there. Also, Chef Ed is a chef.
Oh, Chef Ed.
Chef Ed has chimed in. He has chimed in. He said a burn is worse than a cut. And then he also said, excuse me, I'm sorry, the thing just jumped. The burn is worse than the cut. There's a kitchen myth that if a chef carries a Band-Aid in his wallet, he won't cut himself. Chef Ed, so he must carry a Band-Aid in his wallet all the time.
Wow, chef lore right there. Very interesting.
Man, you guys keep coming and coming. Dave from Aaron also said, anyone who says a finger cut is worse hasn't ever really gotten burned. Over 300 stitches, compound fractures, and taking off half a big toe with a lawnmower. I know what pain is.
Wow. That's a shocking story. Yeah. 300 stitches?
Jesus. I mean, compound fracture, man, that sounds terrible. Lost his big toe? My goodness.
Poor guy.
800-990-3776. Brad wants to know, he cut his thumb. What is worse, a cut or a burn? A cut or a burn? We want to know, but my girl is calling right now, and I'm not talking about my real girl, but I'm talking about my girl of KBN Nation. Dirty Diana, you are on KBN. A thumb?
Thank God. Thank God I don't have to listen to Ben.
I'll allow that shot.
Oh, that's funny, Diana.
I feel you, Brad, with the thumb issue. I think a cut, depending upon where you cut your thumb, I've cut the tip of my thumb before and had stitches, and it's horrible.
Tip of your thumb, too. That doesn't ever quite recover the same, does it, Diana?
No, it doesn't, because that's where all your nerves are or whatnot.
Oh, man.
Dang.
But you cut it. You didn't, like, chop it off, though, right?
I got it caught in the fan blade.
Oh. Jesus. Woo!
Well,
I'm glad you're still here with us. I didn't bleed out.
That reaction from Kyle.
Diana, before you go, when you cut it, did you start sucking the blood, or did you go like a normal human being to go get something to help like stop the actual blood?
I actually ran to a sink. It was at work.
Yeah, you're a smart one. Thanks, Diana.
Thanks, Diana. Appreciate the sympathies.
Listen, let me tell you something. When we started talking about this cut, I thought we were going to get like kitchen stories, small things. I mean, we're talking about people cutting off their finger with blades. We got somebody who literally talking about compound fracture, losing a big toe. We got somebody here talking about he saw it. Scott, can't read his last name, can't enunciate that one. But Scott in the 262 said, sawed my leg with a chainsaw at work in cut AM.
Oh my gosh.
Is, but yeah.
I'll tell you what, these appendages that we humans have, man, they're just easy to slice off.
And I'm really just, because I'm a wuss. I'm definitely a wuss. I'm sitting here complaining about the fact that I cut the inside of my finger and all of a sudden, or by my thumb, and I got people who literally have lost appendages.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I thought I was legitimately, one-handed.
Yeah.
I needed a full cast.
I got all my phalanges and what is it?
Yeah, and KBN Nation is making me look like a wuss.
George in the condom walk in the Big O. You cut what off?
Gentlemen, how we doing? Hope we're doing good.
Doing good.
I'm doing well. I want to make sure you're good, though.
Yeah, I'm a recent college graduate. I had to do a freshman year art class, and we did make something with strings, partnered up with not the brightest person. Damn near cut my top of my finger off with scissors while they're just trying to cut a string that I was holding for them.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's them fighting words. That's fighting actions, that's
Dude, how are you supposed to get any girls in college when you're freaking out with the top of your finger basically cut off?
Which finger was it?
Yeah, good question. What finger?
The thumb.
Oh, you need that. That's the gripping. All right, well, you need to be able to grip with your thumb just in general.
Yeah, that's harsh. That is rough. Man.
800-990-3776. That's terrible. George, I feel bad for you. I hope you survive college.
That's brutal,
with that cut off thumb. That is terrible, man. I'm telling you. I didn't realize how dangerous life can be, losing a possible finger. I mean, for real, though, I just can't believe. And Thomas, he said, listen, also saw a guy I work with cut his finger off with a little ladder. When it slipped down and cut it. Listen, that is one of the most fearful things that I have is my finger getting caught between something when I close things up.
Yeah.
And then just shoop.
You ever shut them in a door before, car door?
Oh, as a kid, all the time.
All the time. You were moving too fast, Brandon.
Yeah. I probably... Yeah, I mean, probably at least 10 times. I would, slam the door and thing in there. Yes, at least.
I've done it once. That's it.
Here's the funny thing about that, because I have memories from all these different things that happened during childhood. And I will never forget when I caught my finger. And listen, you can still look at, if you want to zoom in eventually, Stroh, you see that finger right there? If you see the finger that's bent a little bit, but then you see the nail?
See
the nail bed? The nail bed in this finger, the nail bed in that finger is ruined from when I closed my finger in the car door when I was 10 years old. I never forget, we were going to pick my brother up from football practice at Cumberland Elementary School in Whitefish Bay. And when we went to go pick him up, I never forget, I got out the car, I closed the car door, I started to walk away from the car. But as I walked away from the car, I got caught. I'm like, what the heck? Why am I not moving? I turn around and I see my finger wedged in the door, and I immediately start screaming and crying.
You didn't even process it?
I initially did not feel the pain of it happening because, you're in the moment. You don't really recognize what's happening until you turn around, and I feel a whole bunch of pressure on that. I would never forget that day because I remember we went to a hospital late or a clinic late. It was a clinic in Milwaukee we went to late, and I remember we went 2 minutes before they closed. My dad got mad because they wouldn't take us, so I had to go to the hospital. And it was just crazy. It was absolute crazy, but I still remember that day. Closing your finger in the car is awful. I'm definitely afraid of that. I can't believe you did it 10 times.
Yeah.
How did you make it to the NFL?
More than 5. For sure more than 5. I'm a pretty clumsy guy. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty clumsy.
Clumsy? I don't know how I'm clumsy.
It's just I can harness that clumsiness into greatness sometimes.
Man, 800-990-3776. What's some great stories? Horrific stories, I should say.
Yeah, horrific.
Great's a word, yeah.
KBN Nation is tough. That's my takeaway.
They're tougher than me. I'll tell you this right now. Plumber Mike and Scott and Kevin, who said that, he hurt his thumb, and the worst thing about cutting his thumb is that he could no longer unlock the apps on his phone because
That's so true. Without two functioning thumbs, you are so limited on your phone. You're so limited.
Can you imagine cutting your thumb and then all of a sudden your thumb recognition doesn't work? Like, luckily it's your left hand.
That's right. I remember when it was like your fingerprint thumb recognition.
Yeah, like I have that on my phone now, and if I didn't have my right thumb, I would be definitely in trouble. But 800-990-3776. Had a great time talking about Brad Nortman cutting his thumb, but we really do want to transition into Jason Wilde taking shots, taking a stance against the old friend of ours, Aaron Rodgers. We'll play that audio. Brad will react. I'll react. Strofe will give you a reaction. But you do not want to hear what Jason Wilde had to say about Aaron Rodgers and his absence from the New York Jets minicamp. You're listening to KBN right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I said, baby, we got to do more sucking. And so I called the company. I said, listen, y'all put this thing in here. Y'all need to come on.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Do you have a car, boat, ATV, or motorcycle taking up space in storage or your garage? Homer here, asking you to consider donating it to Rawhide Youth Services. Co-founded in 1965 by Bart and Cherry Starr, Rawhide is a local faith-based nonprofit organization dedicated to inspiring and equipping at-risk youth and their families. They need vehicle donations to support their mission of helping troubled youths transform their lives. Visit rawhide.org/donate and learn how you can help today.
See what everyone is talking about at the club at Lac La Belle. The birthplace of golf in Wisconsin has a rich history you will feel upon arrival. The historic course is open to the public 7 days a week. Experience a round at the club at Lac La Belle. Schedule your tee time today at club@laclabelle.com. Looking for more golf? Take advantage of same-day replay rates and enjoy fine dining and event space after your round. An historic past meets a vibrant future. Go to club@laclabelle.com to start your journey.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm talking with Dr. Chris Killian. Doctor, if someone starts to feel pain, what are the first things that they need to do?
Certainly resting it. Ice can be helpful, anti-inflammatories.
So let's say none of that works and someone is looking for that next step to relieve their pain. Just because someone steps into your office, that does not automatically mean that that next step is a surgical procedure. Is that right?
We still kind of treat surgery as kind of a last option once you've exhausted conservative management. So those conservative treatments, again, being rest, ice. If it's your shoulder we're talking about, going through a period where maybe a short period of mobilization. And then the mainstay is physical therapy. We have physical therapists here specifically at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin that work with us and train with us that allow a vast majority of people to actually avoid surgery altogether, depending on what their issue is.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
The Vollrath Company implemented a DocuWare content management solution from James Imaging Systems. Vollrath Director of Information Systems, John Sharp.
They've helped us upgrade from a previous version of our document management to automate our accounts payable processes, to store the invoices to the three-way match, and really streamline those processes.
In addition to a DocuWare content management solution, the key to continued success is the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
And And as an extension of our team, they've got intimate knowledge of why we've done some of the things that we do. And when we run into any issues, they're there to support us.
A DocuWare content management solution from the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
They know exactly where we are in our project cycle so that we've always got continuous improvement.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I'm not afraid to be critical of him when I think it's deserved. And I don't care that he was there for all the voluntary stuff. I don't care that this should not be a major factor in whether they win or lose games this season. I just think that hypocrisy is really, really, really a bad look. And you can't 3 months ago say you need to get everything out of the building that is a distraction and doesn't contribute to winning, and then whatever. I don't care what this is. I don't think he's becoming a father. I don't think he's getting married. So whatever this is that caused him to miss these 2 days, especially given his behavior since getting to New York, which I think has been his way of admitting that I screwed up in 2022 by skipping the offseason program with a bunch of young guys coming into the team, and that was arsonist-esque. The fact that you say one thing and then your behavior betrays what you said about the organization is a really bad look, and there's no excuse for it.
Jason Wilde. That is Jason Wilde bodying. And for those who don't know what bodying means, it is destroying Aaron Rodgers for not attending their minicamp that they had this week with an unexcused absence, according to head football coach of the Jets, Robert Saleh. Whew. Boy, he hit him with that tongue. This is KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin. I am Kyle Wallace. He is Brad Nortman. Strove holding it down for us. Ben is up north in Door County. And that was Jason Wilde, who let Aaron Rodgers absolutely have it. Brad.
It's considering the source of Jason Wilde, right? And he and Rodgers go way back, and Jason prides himself on being very balanced, very neutral, of not taking really hard stances because he's a journalist by heart and profession. So when he comes out, when he usually would defend or be very, very, maybe hedging a little bit with Rodgers and maybe not saying anything that's going to make too many waves, this catches my ear in an extreme way, especially when it comes from Jason Wilde. I couldn't agree with Jason more. Aaron Rodgers right now, and always, particularly at the end of his career with the Green Bay Packers, is always a say one thing, do another. He's not a leader. He can't be trusted. And football is the ultimate team sport. I've said it a couple of times now, but I truly believe Aaron Rodgers should have been a tennis player. He should have been a golfer. Like, those are individual sports. He is an unbelievable individual talent.
Probably thinks he's a great golfer and tennis player, knowing him.
He probably does. He probably thinks, I could go on the PGA Tour, no big deal. But you are on your own. You don't have to rely on anybody, and nobody has to rely on you. You are completely on your own. And that's the way that Aaron Rodgers would probably thrive more, is playing golf or playing tennis. Because when you have a team and when there are other guys, coaches, players, teammates that rely on you, what you say, what you do, and where you're at, that all matters. And he can't be relied on. He can't be trusted. And he's showing it once again in New York after he put on this whole charade about, I'm a team guy, I'm here, I want to nurture guys. We're now finding out that none of that's true. And he just wants to do this when it's convenient for him.
Yeah, I'm glad Jason Wilde finally spoke up out against it, right? And he didn't need to do this, but obviously Jason got to the point where he fully understands and he believes, and this is my words, not Jason's, is that he believes Aaron Rodgers has become a fake and a phony, right? Because of the fact that Aaron Rodgers talked all this talk. Aaron Rodgers was thinking about and focusing on making sure the team's there, everybody being bought in, and then all of a sudden, when he has an opportunity to talk the talk and walk the walk, what does he do? He shows up for a little bit and then he dips out, right? I don't know how Aaron Rodgers hasn't learned from his past mistakes, but it just seems like Aaron Rodgers is just too focused on me versus being focused on trying to win a championship. And this is why he's just going to flounder. It's not going to work. All right. It's just going to end up burning bridges. It's going to cost, not down the line, it's going to cause some tension between the team. And I know Homer came on yesterday saying that, they know. No. If they knew and they were okay with him being gone, there was no reason for them to go public with this. There was no reason for Robert Saleh to make a comment. All you say, just like when Jair Alexander was excused, it was an excused absence. He praised the leadership of Jair. He praised the leadership of other veteran guys who have showed up and worked hard. You can do the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. Here's the one thing I was always told by my parents. Don't repeat what I say. And you keep family business, right? You keep that inside. So internally, everybody has things that they go through, right? There could be an issue between Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers and Woody Johnson, the owner of the Jets, with them feeling comfortable with Aaron Rodgers going there. But Brad doesn't need to know that. I don't need to know that. Jason doesn't need to know that. You need to have a united front. And by calling Aaron Rodgers out and specifically saying it was an unexcused absence leads you, and leads Jason Willie to believe that Aaron Rodgers is just being a hypocrite.
And I'm not interested in what Aaron Rodgers has to say. What he said even a few months ago, what Jason Wilde was referring to, was he came out strongly against the New York Jets organization. Let's keep all that BS out of the building. Anything that's not about football, we got to get it out of here. Anything that's not about winning, we got to get it out of here. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And look at him now. I mean, his actions are literally reflecting the fact that this is not a priority to him. There is something else going on this week that is a bigger priority than his team, the coaches, the New York Jets, and winning. And it's not like they had a plethora of reps last season. He got injured 4 plays in. Him and this new offense, they need to get reps together.
He should be eager. Imagine if this was not even Aaron Rodgers. Imagine just being any Green Bay Packer player, talking about Rashawn Gary, or even talking about Kingsley Enagbare when he was gone and he practiced because we were concerned about the ACL, right? If it was any player in the Green Bay Packers that had a stature high who didn't show up to camp, we ripped Jair Alexander last year. We talked about David Bakhtiari talking about he's here because he gets paid to get here. If Jordan Love decided not to show up, we would absolutely rip him. We wouldn't sit here and say, make excuses for them not showing up unless the Jets just completely fumbled this or messed this up and there was a reason why he legitimately is not there and they just decided that they wanted to say it's an unexcused absence, which I think would be stupid because it brings more attention. It hurts more than it helps. Aaron Rodgers is the BS you're talking about. He is the BS that he wanted to keep out. He is that BS.
There's just always something with Aaron Rodgers. And in my experience, both when I've been injured and when I've seen other people get injured, especially with a big injury like an Achilles or an ACL or something, there's one of two responses. You miss that entire season, and there is a renewed fire inside of you, and you are so hungry, you can't wait to get back, and you are so grateful for the game, and you're so grateful for your role. And let me tell you, if that is the response, you're not missing anything. Any opportunity, you are getting back on the field. Or you realize your football mortality, and you start thinking about other things.
He should have retired.
He should have just retired.
He should have ran for vice president. He should have. Because no, I'm dead serious. At this point, Brad, you made a great point. You know, what we do is not NFL football. Obviously, you know that. But anytime I'm gone, Tuesday, great example. Flew in from D.C. early. I took the early flight. You know why? Because I wanted to make sure I was here for this show. Mm-hmm. Because I love what I do.
Mandatory.
If you exactly.
Mandatory.
No, for real. If you love what you do, if you have a burning desire, imagine if I was off for a whole week or something like that. I would be scratching to get back on. Aaron Rodgers missed an entire season on a brand new team where he built brand new relationships, where they had a lot of hype. He ended up getting hurt. The season went to the dumper for that. And now they have an opportunity to have that renewed energy you're talking about. They sign new players. And what does he do? He abandons them. He should retire. Aaron Rodgers for vice presidential candidate for Robert Kennedy, because this football thing ain't going to work.
It's not. And it's clear that his buy-in is not at the same level it once was. It's not the buy-in of the Green Bay Packers, which we're going to talk about later. And his interests are just focused in other directions. He did not have that visceral, guttural response like, I cannot wait to play football. I miss this renewed fire. He's looking at his football mortality, and he's just interested in other things. And that's reflected right now by not being there.
800-990-3776. Jason Wilde ripped into Aaron Rodgers and just spoke the truth. That's exactly what it was, and he said how he felt. But you know what time it is around this time? Every single Thursday, It's time for Over Under. 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776 is the call-in number. Caller 6 and caller 9. Caller 6 and caller 9 will have a chance to play Over Under here on KBN. What prize do they win, Strophy?
A $25 gift card.
$25 gift card if you believe in me and Brad, because we are for sure going to get the over today. But 800-990-3776, caller 6 and caller 9 for your chance to play Over Under to win a $25 gift card. Keep it locked. Over Under is next right here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell? Stroh feeds you something in your ear and you Ron Burgundy verbatim what he says? I set you up for something, you jerk.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Alex Strofe is Mr. Irrelevant.
If you're paying him, the expectation is you should be one of the 5 or 10 best quarterbacks in the league all year long.
Tune into ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 for Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
So the national expectation is this guy is the real deal. And I believe that. But how real of a deal is he?
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Father's Day is Sunday. Looking for the right gift for Dad? Whether it's a unique craft beer, hard-to-find whiskey, or a spectacular bottle of wine, we've got you covered. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960, we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices in town. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for Father's Day. Discount Liquor on 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
See our specials at discountliquorinc.com, and happy Father's Day.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman, here from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. The grand opening of the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek is here. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Take advantage of the grand opening special at Lady Jane's. Haircuts are just $20. That's right, a precision haircut. Hot lather, neck shave, and shampoo for just $20. Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Wisconsin Harley-Davidson is ready to get you on the road for all your summer events this riding season. June 15th features a ride from Casper, Wyoming, benefiting Wisconsin Hero Outdoors. Then on June 22nd, Wisconsin Harley-Davidson will have 2 rides from Milwaukee and Iron Ridge, benefiting veterans and the Wisconsin Guardian Foundation. All proceeds go to the Next Guardian Service Dog and Veteran Community Project. For more info, visit WISHD.com or find them on Facebook and search their events. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on The Thanasis Show. Presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and curbless, ready-to-drink cocktails.
Fantastic.
Find The Thanasis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching The Thanasis Show.
The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions.
The Bucks in 6 podcast presents a special series commemorating the Bucks championship run in 2021. From the thrilling Game 7 overtime victory against the Nets.
Durant shooting, got it at the buzzer. No, it's a 2-pointer.
To the 50-point statement made by Giannis in the finals.
A 50-point game. That's the stuff of legend.
Immerse yourself in the sounds of each playoff round with Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin. I have my headphones turned down. Sorry, Stroke. And you know what time it is. It's time for a little over-under, the Brad and Kyle style.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over-Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
And Stroke, who do we have competing today in Over-Under?
Yeah, caller 6, Jack in Madison, likes the over today.
My boy Jack.
Take it.
So Jack is Team Kyle and Brad, and caller 9 stuck with me, Benji and Mequan, on the under. All right, full transparency, I moved the line right before we cued the call.
I hope you moved it down.
I did.
Oh, nice.
I had it at 8.5. I moved it down to 7.5.
Yeah, Strofe has really aggressive lines.
8.5.
You'll notice, since I've started writing this game, I give you topics that are gettable. The last loss you guys had, you couldn't name 7 of the last 10 NHL champions. That's not on me.
No, last loss was the running backs, but that was tough.
You guys won it, though.
No, we missed it. We missed it by 1.
Yeah,
and then you also have to account the fact that we're down a man as well.
That's why I moved it down to 7.5. However, I think this is a very gettable over-under because it is a very relevant over-under. Fellas, as of 2 o'clock this afternoon, I am looking for the top 10 paid NFL quarterbacks in terms of average annual value. So the highest paid per year quarterbacks in the NFL as of 2 p.m. today. I assume the Jordan Love news is not broken or else we'd be talking about it. That's your topic. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1. All
right, well, we know Joe Burrow.
Burrow's 1.
Joe Burrow is number 1 at $55 million a year.
We know Goff just got paid.
Yep.
Goff, final answer.
Jared Goff is number 2 at $53 million a year.
I'll let you cook while I just brainstorm.
Yeah, I believe I said yesterday 52.5, which Schefter said would be Justin Herbert, which would be 3rd. So Justin Herbert, final answer.
You're cooking. He's number 3.
And Hurts just got signed before the season. I don't know where he is. I know he's over 50, but give me Jalen Hurts.
Number 5, $51 million a year.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
You have the top 5. He's number 4.
All right, this is where we're going to get a little tricky. I think, so Murray is somewhere in there. Allen.
Mahomes is, I think, behind.
Mahomes is pretty far down.
Because he's like $45 million, I think, a year.
I think both of those guys are over Mahomes. Josh Allen and Kyler Murray. I want to say Josh Allen's like 8th.
2 minutes.
Who else?
Going through the NFC West quarterbacks, no. AFC East, Tua. You have, you're talking about Josh Allen. You have Trevor Lawrence, who hasn't been paid. Well, he's in the South. Hasn't been paid yet. A lot of quarterbacks that haven't been paid in the South.
Yep.
Deshaun Watson, what is he at per year? I think he's guaranteed, but I don't know if it's per year.
Yeah, I don't think he's a lot per year.
His per year is that high. In our division, we hit the 2. In the AFC North, we know that we know
got
Pittsburgh.
Burrow, Lamar.
Yeah, so we got those 2. What about the NFC East? No, they don't really have
Dak. What's Dak at nowadays?
I don't think Dak's at. Well, let's guess something. You want to guess Allen?
Okay, let's do Josh Allen.
Final answer?
Yeah, final answer.
He's number 10.
Well, how much?
43.
Oh,
okay. Kyler's over that. Let's do Kyler Murray. Final answer.
Kyler Murray's number 6 at $46.1 million.
I think Pat Mahomes is like 45.
You got 7.
1 minute.
I think Pat Mahomes is 45.
Yeah, let's do Pat
Mahomes.
I should have kept it.
Hey! Let's go.
I'm going to do a green for my boy Jack.
You still got 50 seconds and 2 guesses.
Let's do Dak. Final answer.
Dak is number 11.
Okay.
Yeah. 45 would be who's somebody got paid that doesn't.
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, Kirk Cousins got paid.
Yeah, final answer.
Kirk is number 9, and you mentioned number 7.
30 seconds.
Mentioned number 7.
The only one you have left. But you have made 10 guesses. I'll give you an 11.
Who do we mention?
Stafford? No, Stafford. Matt Stafford.
Stafford?
He's number 12.
Oh.
I guess. I don't know.
What names do I have? What? Deshaun Watson.
Watson is number 7. Nice win, fellas. Nice job to Jack.
Does it make you feel better that we would have got it either way? The over-under?
Ben who?
It does.
Ben who?
Good job. That's all we need.
I'm hitting you with a 9.5 over-under next week.
No.
It better be
You
an
got to go
attainable
for a perfect
topic.
10. It always is, Brad. You went 9 for 10 this week.
I don't know, though.
That's always
Burrow
tough.
1, Goff 2, Herbert 3, Jackson 4, Hurts 5, Murray 6th, Watson 7th, Mahomes and Cousins tied for 8th and 9th, and Josh Allen 10th.
What's crazy is that's going to change a lot.
It sure is.
You're going to get, Dak's going to bump himself back up. Lawrence, Love, Tua. It's going to, the reshuffling
That's going to be a
occurs.
different list next year.
Yeah.
It sure is.
We all we need, Kyle.
Yeah, shout out to Jack for supporting us and believing in us because, you know what? It worked for me. And somebody that I know Brad believes in is that good old carbless, don't you?
Yeah, Jack's probably cheering to Carbless, as I will be when the show is over, because it's a thirsty Thursday. It's a summer night. And Carbless, the Nortman fridge is full of it. And it's got every single flavor in there. I promise you that. It's got the fruit flavors. The cranberry I'm really dialed into lately. But you got plenty of other things like lemon, lime, pineapple, and black cherry. The classic cocktails. There is a new 4-pack of margarita flavors that is just to die for. If you haven't tried it yet, you got to try it. And that's in addition to normal margarita, Paloma, Moscow Mule, so many different classic cocktails. They are all made right here in Wisconsin. But it doesn't just stop there, because I want to enjoy my carbless, but my body wants to enjoy it too. I worked out this morning. I got a spin in. I feel really good. I'm trying to get a summer body. Carbless, guiltless. No carbs, no sugars, no gluten. Less carbonation leading to less bloat. So my stomach, my body feels good. 100 calories. I feel good when I drink my carbless. Whatever you're doing, I'm probably going to go home and grill out tonight. That sounds pretty good. On the grill, give me a carbless. Barbecue, outdoor patio, on the lake, tailgating a Brewer game. There's always a time for a carbless. If you haven't discovered why less is more, now is the time. Try carbless. Find them online and at retailers near you.
Kyle and Brad are both morons. Ooh, we got some heat from the talking text.
Okay.
We'll go into this Aaron Rodgers thing next here on KBN. Keep it locked. Hey, it's Kyle Walls for Universal Windows Direct. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. So call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. Tell them I told you to call and get an additional $250 off your next project. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Bliss is more.
The big gig is almost here. Make sure you're tuned into ESPN Milwaukee every day for a chance to win tickets to Summerfest. And when you're out at Summerfest, stop by the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone to meet the ESPN Milwaukee team and to win prizes. The fun starts June 20th on the lake.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Kyle Wallace. He's Brad Nortman, the 6-year veteran of the NFL, punter, Wisconsin Badger legend.
Let's go.
I mean, listen, not a lot of people have cards that get signed after their career is over.
That's true.
Yeah, Topps card. And Alex Stroff, the guy that used to be in the back of the kitchen smoking cigs while making your food. Ding, ding. Yeah, this is KBN. No Ben Brust today. Ben Brust is up north in the Dells? No. Up north in
Door County.
Neither
are up north, but you know.
What do you mean? Hold on. I didn't jump in on this part of it yesterday when we discussed up north. Obviously, Wisconsin Dells is not up north. We can all agree.
Wait a minute, time out. I do want you to know that I did not prep Tori before this. I asked Tori a question, and what did Tori say?
The incorrect answer.
No.
Amazingly, when he all he was asked was where is up north, and he said the Dells,
Thank you.
Brad, the wrongest answer there is.
Brad, let's go out west to Chicago, shall we?
Chicago isn't west. Chicago is south.
That's my point, Kyle.
No, it's north. It is literally going north. I don't know why you guys are so confused.
Anyway, Door County is up north, but only portions of Door County.
You know,
I would argue that Door County is its own area because nobody says
it's too convoluted.
No, because when Ben told me what he's doing this weekend, he didn't say I'm going up north. He said I'm going to Door County. I think everyone says I'm going to Door County.
No, Homer told you I'm going up north. Homer's an old man. If he says it's going up north, then Homer knows.
Okay.
Where Homer says Homer goes.
It's Homer rules.
When I decide it's Homer rules. But definitely, Homer does rule. But somebody that also rules is Aaron Rodgers, because obviously he's ruling just like he just tried to rule the Green Bay Packers. And Jason Wilde said, he's tired of all this garbage from Aaron Rodgers and hypocrisy.
I'm not afraid to be critical of him when I think it's deserved. And I don't care that he was there for all the voluntary stuff. I don't care that this should not be a major factor in whether they win or lose games this season. I just think that hypocrisy is really, really, really a bad look. And you can't 3 months ago say you need to get everything out of the building that is a distraction and doesn't contribute to winning, and then whatever. I don't care what this is. I don't think he's becoming a father. I don't think he's getting married. So whatever this is that caused him to miss these 2 days, especially given his behavior since getting to New York, which I think has been his way of admitting that I screwed up in 2022 by skipping the offseason program with a bunch of young guys coming into the team, and that was arsonist-esque. The fact that you say one thing and then your behavior betrays what you said about the organization is a really bad look, and there's no excuse for it.
Oh, that was Jason Wilde taking shots at Aaron Rodgers. It's taking shots too offensive. I don't want to offend anybody. Just keeping it real, right?
I think he's calling him out. He's calling out his crap.
I think he is calling out the crap. And here's the thing. Me and you believe that he's calling out his crap, but somehow on the talking text line, which you can join in on, is 800-990-3776. Some people don't agree with our perspective that Aaron Rodgers is the problem. Aaron Rodgers is the person that is not being productive for his team because of the fact he's deciding to skip out on minicamp. JB and the V said Kyle and Brad are both morons. Aaron Rodgers went to every offseason event this year, and he's a 20-year vet, 4-time MVP, Super Bowl champ, who doesn't need to be there the last 2 days. Horrible takes. Here's my thing, and Brad, Brad, I'll let you respond, and then I'll go.
Well, this is the only portion that is indeed mandatory. That this is important. If you had if Big Boss Scalzo said, "Hey, we got a ESPN Milwaukee, we got a GKB Milwaukee mandatory meeting that I need you guys to be at,"
which we do have quite a bit of those around GKB.
We sure do. And I didn't show up, and it wasn't excusable, and it wasn't something like Jason was describing, like a childbirth or getting married or something like that. That would be reflective of my buy-in to the team. It would be reflective of my intention and of where my heart and mind are at. It's just clearly that Aaron Rodgers is not fully there. What could it possibly have been that couldn't wait one more week, that couldn't be done on the weekend. I mean, all of these things get in the way, and I truly believe you were either all in on winning, playing quarterback on football, or you're just not. And it's when it's convenient for you. It's all when it's convenient for Aaron Rodgers.
And here's the thing. This is based off the fact that it was an inexcused absence, right? We don't know what the absence is, but when your boss tells you, like you said, Brad, there's a mandatory meeting, and they said you going to whatever you're going to, it's inexcused. That means they deemed the excuse that you gave for not being there was not sufficient enough. Strofe, your thoughts?
Well, fellas, as you know, I love my job. We had a mandatory meeting yesterday. I didn't make it.
Oh, no, that wasn't a mandatory.
Why?
It wasn't mandatory.
But it said mandatory.
You had to work. I talked to the person. It wasn't mandatory. You didn't need to be there.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
I'm positive. We were working.
We hear Jason Wilde talking about hypocrites and I feel bad bashing Aaron Rodgers, that dork.
It was a
mandatory meeting.
It was a mandatory meeting for some, but ours would be excused absences. We were doing show prep.
Powerful.
Yeah, it was at 1 o'clock. What do we do during 1 o'clock?
So I, without being a hypocrite, I can tell you how big of a clown Aaron Rodgers is there?
Yes, you absolutely can. It was excused. It was a mandatory meeting, but we had an excused absence. You did not have an inexcused absence. You were preparing for a show to put on for KBN Nation. Aaron Rodgers, who the hell knows?
Yeah, you're at least in the building. He's not even in the building.
There is no larger hypocrite in professional sports globally than Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, wow. Let's go, Strofe. Cook.
Elaborate.
He is the biggest hypocrite. Everything he says, he goes against it. I saw a text earlier that he is a do what I say, not what I do type guy. It's because he is a do what I say, not what I do type guy, because he doesn't do what a real leader does. When it's a mandatory minicamp, you show up. You want to win a championship before you retire, you old man? Get your ass to mandatory practice. I don't care if you attend all the non-mandatory stuff. That's good. You didn't do that in Green Bay, but it's good you're doing it now. But the 2 or 3 days that you're actually required to be there, and then your head coach, despite saying you're on the same page, calls it an inexcused absence. It makes you look like a tool. It makes you look like a selfish prick, and it makes you look like an absolute hypocrite 3 months after saying, as Wilde alluded to, that you need the distractions out of the building. And I know the easy layup joke is to say Rodgers took himself too literally when he said that, but there was no bigger distraction in the New York Jets locker room than Aaron Rodgers. Between vice presidential campaigns and going on the Pat McAfee show to talk about all your grievances, those are the biggest distractions from your team getting better in 2024. And then the 2 days that you are required to be there, for the last couple of days that you're together for the next 7 weeks, he doesn't show up because he's too busy going to ayahuasca conferences or whatever he's doing. He's a hypocrite. It's very annoying, but I'm so glad the Packers are done with it.
Mr. Irrelevant becoming relevant.
That's so well said, Strofe. And if you guys are trying, if anyone out there is trying to make the argument that it doesn't matter that he's not being there, then why isn't every other quarterback just skipping these? The reality is every other starting quarterback in the NFL is attending these. They're locked in. They're bought in. And Aaron Rodgers is trying to be the final team that's standing at the end of the year holding the Lombardi trophy. Well, I'll tell you what, this is a step back because while he is not there and he is not engaged, every other team and every quarterback is. They're taking steps forwards and the New York Jets are taking steps back.
The New York Jets are definitely taking steps back, but that is not my problem because my quarterback, Jordan Love, has been there and he will continue to be there. And someone that is always here for us, I don't think he's missed a Tuesday or a Thursday or whatever it is, whatever days he comes on, like Mondays and Thursdays. Jason Wilde coming on Mondays and Thursdays. He's always here, and Jason Wilde will break down what he has to say. He'll also react to what you said. Yes, you all in the talking text line at 800-990-3776. Y'all thought y'all was going to come at me and Brad's head for our opinions. Guess what? If you call us morons, you're calling Jason Wilde moron, and I'll see how he reacts to that. Keep it locked. You're listening to KBN with Jason Wilde coming up next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I'm sorry that I don't want to touch Ben's Peter.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Multiple slowdowns beginning this afternoon, starting with 94 westbound. That's at least a 3-minute delay from downtown heading past the stadium interchange. Also a crash past the stadium. That's going to be on 94 west at the ramp from Mitchell Boulevard. That's blocking the right shoulder. Another crash to watch out for if you're in Ozaukee County. The right lane is closed on 43 southbound. That's about a mile beyond the ramp from Highway 33. Again, that's the right lane of 43 south closed due to a crash there. Also seeing slowdowns on 43 both north and southbound back in Milwaukee County. That's mostly between downtown and Silver Spring. Traffic Traffic is brought to you by Saz's. Baseball, grilling, festivals, and Saz's. Summer in Wisconsin is the finest, and Saz's State House is the place to be. Located at 55th and State. Saz's.com. Tonight we'll see clear skies and cooler temperatures. Low of 61. Friday, mostly sunny. High of 74 by the lake and 77 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Jessica Gatso on 94.5 ESPN.
Rick was at risk for a stroke, but now he's taking steps to reduce that risk. He checks his high blood pressure routinely to keep it under control. He exercises 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week to get his heart pumping. He also calls the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line to help him manage his nicotine cravings. Did you know 80% of all strokes are preventable? Be like Rick and reduce your risk of stroke. Good job, Rick. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services Coverdale Stroke Program.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Today is a day that at least I have to say I am sorry to the Boston Celtics, which I will do in a minute. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Yeah, I think we all owe an apology to the Boston Celtics. Well, not all. Well, not all, because Smalls is a Jason Tatum fan.
Yes.
She knew that he would show up at some point this series. Game 3 was a great time, especially in that first half.
Yep.
But Evan, you and I, we had our doubts.
Oh, yeah.
We had our doubts. I mean, we were sitting there saying Jason Tatum, some of the worst clutch time stats of any player throughout the regular season. We were wondering whether or not he was actually going to put his imprint on this series. We saw he was shooting 31% through the first 2 games. Last time he was in the NBA Finals, shooting 36% from the field. But last night, he showed up and showed out in a really big way. And you got to doff your cap to Tatum, Brown, and the rest of the Celtics.
It just feels like their time. They're proving that it is.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Milwaukee's place to talk green and gold and still all things Aaron Rodgers is right here.
The fact that you say one thing and then your behavior betrays what you said is a really bad look, and there's no excuse for it.
94.5 ESPN. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you. And every Saturday night that you ain't keep my tears blue. And these blinding lights, they shine so bright like we're on the moon.
Oh, when you hear that music, KBN Nation, you know that means it's time for Jason Wilde. This is KBN, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman here on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Kyle Walls. He's Bradley Nortman, and joining us now is Jason Wilde from Wilde and House, which you can hear on ESPN Wisconsin 9 to noon every weekday. Jason, how are you today?
How many people do you need to be a nation?
You don't need too many. All it takes is two. We're KBN Nation.
Yeah, you just need it's not the number of the nation, it's the strength of the nation.
Exactly. It's a mindset, man.
Yes.
Yeah, but
I hope you have more than two.
I'm curious if, there are nations, there are small countries, there are territories.
How do you think KBN Nation territory compares to Wilde and Tausch territory?
I'm not one to discuss size.
Well, Vatican City is a full-blown country, and it only has 825 as a population. Only 825 people reside in Vatican City.
And isn't
so it's bigger than KBN Nation?
Hey! I get stopped a lot of times in public. So does Strophy. So does Brad and Ben. We have a nation.
Isn't Monaco, where Monte Carlo isn't that 1 square mile, the entire country?
Oh, wow. I don't know.
But 37,000 people live there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it has to be bigger than that.
I'm not sure
right?
KBN Nation's that big yet.
Well, Jason, you're not. Listen, I think what you said was fantastic, and I think it was so true. What brought you to this point of believing that basically Aaron Rodgers, his actions this offseason specifically, not whole offseason, but with him not showing up to minicamp, was him just being a hypocrite?
Yeah, I think, I find it really interesting on a couple levels, and one of them is not Aaron Rodgers at all. It's the fact that the Jets chose to go about this the way they did, right? Like, I'm guessing, and again, I don't know Robert Saleh. I've talked to him on a couple of conference calls, but that's really my only experience with him. But don't you think to some degree that this is a guy who is trying to make sure that no one thinks that he is just doing whatever Aaron Rodgers says? And so, because, look, we all agree that this whole thing could have been much more of a non-story if he handles the conversation as just saying, Aaron had a trip or whatever's going on. He was here throughout the entire offseason program. Our minicamp is essentially 2 more OTA practices. There's nothing different about it except the title. We feel like he got plenty of good work. We also want to be smart about his Achilles. He's coming off a major injury. So we just told him, hey, it's all good. We don't need you here. Don't worry about it. We're going to get some work for Tyrod Taylor learning a new offense. Right? Like, they could have easily done that. I mean, if we're being realistic here, Matt LaFleur excused Xavier McKinney, Jair Alexander, Keyshawn Nixon, Josh Jacobs for the final day, and he did that for no real reason other than to give him a couple extra days off. And so the Jets in there, and, I know, Brad, you've had great experiences and sometimes not so great experiences punting in the National Football League, but even with whatever dysfunction you may have experienced with the teams that you played with, the Jets are like Hall of Fame dysfunctional, right? Like, they just always seem to find a way to screw stuff up. And so, again, let me be very clear, that is not to excuse Aaron Rodgers' behavior. What I'm saying is that it makes it really interesting to me that they chose to go about it as an organization that way, because it created a story where there wouldn't have been one. And Mike McCarthy's old saying used to always be, don't create questions for others. Don't create a story where there isn't one. And so in this case, they have made it a story. And they knew that they were doing that when Robert Saleh chose to use the phrase unexcused absence. So now that said, on the other side of it is, and look, I don't care what, as I said this morning, I don't care what Aaron's explanation is, but the optics of this are very clear. 3 months ago, you talked about getting all the BS out of the building and anything that doesn't have anything to do with winning. It's got to be out of here. That's how a good organization functions. And not only did he miss the 2 days that were, in fact, mandatory, but he's also obviously been going on a variety of podcasts, saying things that are, whether he believes them fervently or not, controversial and attention-grabbing. Like, he is well within his rights to have those opinions. I am not here, even though I disagree with some of them vehemently, and I've told him that. He gets to have whatever opinion he wants to have about whatever he wants to have it about. But when you go out, when you appear on Tucker Carlson's podcast, when you go on these other kind of conspiracy theorist podcasts and talk about this. Again, my question for you is, how is that minimizing distractions for your football team? That's all. Like, when he's a civilian and he's out of football, if he wants to start his own, podcast series, I don't foresee myself hosting it with him, but he can do that. But the bottom line is that when you say one thing, it's important that your actions match up with it. And I would just say that the way this has played out for these couple of days does not jibe with what he said was important for this organization to move forward. But the bottom line for me, and I would say this directly to him again, I'm glad it's not my problem. Like, I give my opinion on our show today, but I'm not one of the beat guys trying to figure out where in the world is Aaron San Diego. That's not my problem.
Yeah, Jason, really well said. And, it got me thinking in both my experience and playing with teammates, when you undergo a significant injury that takes you out for a long period of time, particularly later in your career, there's one of two responses. There is either a renewed fire and a renewed amount of gratefulness for the game to where you're hungry, you can't wait to get back after it, you realize that your time clock is short and you just want to pour everything into it. Or you start thinking about your football mortality and your mind goes to things outside of football and you start to think about life beyond the game much more so than before. I was under the belief Rodgers was going to have the renewed fire. I thought you were going to take him out for the year and he was going to come back with a vengeance. I'm now in the camp that is not him, and he is in the camp of I'm distracted, I'm thinking about life beyond the game. Do you agree with me that he is not really in the renewed fire camp, but more in the distracted doubling down of everything outside the game?
I can't disagree or agree. I don't know. Like, how do you – because here's the thing. Certainly the podcast stuff, again, there are lots of people that agree with a lot of the things he says on those, so I don't want to alienate those folks. I don't agree with it. I don't have a lot of rules, but I think one rule should be that when you're appearing on the radio or on a podcast, I don't think there's any real – time where you want to reference either Adolf Hitler or Vladimir Putin. I just think that's a bad idea. I don't think it's worth mentioning those names, which I guess I did in trying to make my point. But I don't think it's worth mentioning those names because whatever you use them in comparison to is obviously a colossal overstatement that you're making. So, for him to do that and that other stuff, yes, that's a problem in my mind. But to say that he doesn't have a renewed fire or that he's not motivated, I'm sorry. He did attend all the off-season program, right? He is out there practicing, rehabbing. He is there in all the meetings. I mean, if you want to say that you could question his fire in 2022, you can do that to your heart's content. There's no doubt about that. But I don't think just because he missed these 2 days, that's the problem with missing these 2 days, is that it causes someone to suggest what you did, and we don't know that. And frankly, unless he has changed significantly with the football player, if the football player has changed significantly, I suppose that's possible, but he's the most competitive cat of all these guys I've covered. So the idea that after playing 4 snaps in a season where he was supposed to be the savior for a historic but long-suffering franchise, a major injury, and he doesn't have the renewed fire or the competitiveness, if that's true, then he might as well just retire today.
I agree with you right there with Jason, but I'm just so fascinated by all of this, only because the conversation, the back and forth, and like some people here, JB and the V, who's on the talking text line, going in on all of us, thinking that we're stupid for having this take about Aaron Rodgers and making, was it a mountain out of a molehill?
Yeah, that's the phrase.
And so, oh, good. I thought sitting in this chair where Ben is, I thought I'd become stupider. But here's the thing: is that I think some things are black and white. Some things, aren't. Some things are just right or wrong. Right? It's just the fact that hey, if somebody says that this was an unexcused absence, that means the excuse that you gave wasn't legitimate enough, right? So I don't understand why there's a back and forth. Now, we don't know where Aaron Rodgers is, but at the end of the day, Jason, I think you're absolutely right. Him having an unexcused absence means that he is not following through on what he talked about of making sure all the BS is outside of the locker room because he is part of that BS. That's why I just don't understand why this is a big deal of people not agreeing with what you believe.
Well, and I'm sorry, who was the YouTube commenter that I need to address?
Oh, JB in the V. He told me to make sure he called me and Brad a moron, and then he said you can add Jason Wilde and Alex Strofe to that as well because he believes that at the end of the day we're talking about the offseason. He attended. It's
not a big deal.
He attended everything else except for the mandatory minicamp.
Right. Yeah. Here's what I would say to him. I agree with you. Again, I don't think this is a big story in terms of the actual amount of football he's missing. I think it's a big story for two reasons. And this is not making a mountain out of a molehill because JB in the Z or V or wherever he is right. 2 practices. I just illustrated it. Matt LaFleur doesn't think the practices are important enough to make Jair Alexander, Keyshawn Nixon, Josh Jacobs did hardly any 11-on-11 throughout OTAs. And yet Matt still felt that it was fine to send him home a day early and get him started on his vacation early. So from a purely football, I said that this morning, and maybe JB didn't catch that part of it. From a purely football perspective, I don't think this is a big deal. He's right. I agree with you. I don't know if I agree with you that I'm a moron. Now,
oh, you're not. You're a very intelligent man.
But the 2 reasons why it is not just nothing. One is the speech he gave about getting this franchise to, I can't swear on the radio, so get its act collectively together, right? I mean, the Jets are just, they've got the longest playoff-less streak in the league. They're not even lovable losers. They've just been losers, right? I mean, I don't know many Jets. I don't have a lot of Jets fan friends, but I'm sure Greeny has lamented for how many years now the disappointment of being a Jets fan. So that's one. When you say what you did and then it doesn't match your actions, that's a story. Secondly, and to me this is even bigger, is what is the reason? Why did Robert Saleh decide that it was important to publicly tell everyone that Aaron Rodgers' absence from the minicamp was not excused and that he is subject to fines? Tell me why that's not a story. What is it? Is it him trying to take back control of his team? Is it him trying to send a message that no one is above the law? Is it him just making I don't want to call him a moron because I didn't like being called a moron, but him making a dumb mistake and not handling it well from a public perspective? Or was he trying to make a statement? Whatever he was doing, he made it a story. Because again, JB and everyone else, if Robert Saleh handles it the same way that Matt LaFleur sent the guys home to start their vacations early in Green Bay, we never, ever, ever talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, if Robert Saleh makes the talking point, not that he's not here, but that, God, he was so dedicated to this team throughout the entire offseason program. He did it last year because he was the new guy, but he didn't have to be here this time for offseason work. It's still voluntary. He's 40 years old. He could have just said, hey, I'll see you guys at the start of camp. I'm going to be working out with my trainers in California. I keep working on my Achilles. You guys, I'll take part in some Zoom calls and everything. I'll be there as much as I can, but I'm not going to be there for everything. He didn't miss any of OTAs. None. He didn't miss any meetings. None. But again, the way Robert Saleh chose to handle this, that's not the conversation. And I would ask JB and everyone else, why? Why did the coach make that decision? Did he just misspeak? Or was this a conscious decision to say, hey, we're not going to continue this narrative that Aaron Rodgers runs this place?
Jason,
maybe that's why. I don't know.
Jason, one last quick one. Now that the Packers are going to be wrapping up minicamp here and done with that, what is your takeaway from the Green Bay Packers minicamp? Are you coming away thinking that this team is moving in the right direction?
I'm sorry, who? I thought this was a Jet show. Look, I asked Matt LaFleur kind of that, and it was certainly, if it was Law and Order, there would have been an objection from McCoy saying leading the witness with my question, and frankly, it didn't really work anyway. But the two things that I find fascinating about this team, just from a general vibe, feeling, expectation perspective, not from a football perspective, is that they know that they got a pretty good team. They're not being boastful about it. They're not being cocky about it, but you can feel that. You can feel there's a confidence and a really good vibe. And so that's part of it. The other part of it is that, Matt LaFleur is aware of the outside expectations. I think he's hit a really good kind of combination note between reminding these guys that what they accomplished last year doesn't mean jack now. And so they have to do it again. They have to climb the mountain again. That's one. But then two, that we have to have higher expectations for our team than Wildy and the beat guys do and the fans do. We have to have even higher expectations. And those are the expectations that we have to live up to. So I thought his messaging was really on point. Now, granted, his talk about getting 1% better, it was funny to listen to Rashawn Gary, who echoed part of that statement and then followed it up with, hey, we're here to win a Super Bowl and hoist the Lombardi trophy, which is not exactly managing expectations. So I think Rashawn got some of the message, but obviously put his own little twist on it.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. Just like I love when Jason Wilde joins us every Monday and every Thursday. Thank you so much, Jason, for joining us today.
All right, guys. You're not morons.
I appreciate
Thanks,
that.
Jason.
Coming from you, I know I'm not.
Either.
Jason Wilde.
Take care. Be good.
You too. Thank you so much, Jason. That's Jason Wilde. You can hear him weekdays on Wilde and Tausch from 9 to noon right here on ESPN Wisconsin. But also, let me tell you all about my favorite way to watch games, and that's with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. I know there's no Brewers game today, no NBA Finals, but guess what? You can still play Underdog Fantasy. Some of their popular picks they have today. Caitlin Clark, higher or lower than 17.5. Bryce Harper, do you like him a total of higher or lower than 1.5 total bases? These are all the different things that you can pick. You can even go Connor McDavid with a 1.5 points or more higher. So here's the thing. You can get in the game now. Make sure you download their easy-to-use mobile app by visiting the mobile app store or going to UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up using promo code KBN. That is promo code KBN. And make sure you select between 2 to 5 players. And you select higher or lower on their stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. But what I love about it, when you use promo code KBN, they give you a special mystery pick to use on your first pick of entry. Plus, they give you a new customer special deposit offer as well. I'm telling you this right now. You can win 100 times your money. And then on top of that, you can have a lot of fun playing the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Remember, must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. We'll have more coming up next because we got beef with them boys in Madison. I'll talk about that more next. Keep it locked. You're listening to KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Let's go, Big. Come on.
It's getting tough. It's getting slow.
Ben, don't be pathetic. Your father's with your baby. They're listening. You gotta be better.
But I'm giving it my all. I don't know what you're at either.
Stop humping the ground.
Yeah.
Get up.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Travel times aren't looking too bad this afternoon. We are seeing moderate slowdowns on 94 westbound, and watch out for a crash that's still on the right shoulder at the ramp from Mitchell Boulevard. And we are seeing some delays begin on 41 southbound. That's mostly between Mill Road and Capitol. If you're in Ozaukee County, there is a crash to look out for blocking the lane on 43 south. That's in Port Washington. Again, 43 southbound, the right lane is closed beyond the ramp from Highway 33. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's College Night Thursdays. College students get a free Dave & Buster's Power Card when you show your college ID. Dave & Buster's College Night Thursdays, 9 p.m. to close. Tonight we'll see clear skies and cooler temperatures, a low of 61. Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 74 by the lake and 77 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Jessica Gatso on 94.5 ESPN.
What are we doing today?
One of the employee owners has an idea.
Who is it?
Casey Goodson.
Well, hi, you must be Casey Goodson.
That's me. Casey has been with Kessler's for 22 years and became an owner 12 years ago.
We're excited to hear your idea, Casey.
I call it the One Collection.
But we've had special collections in the past.
What are you saying?
Casey, I think Rick is saying that this can't be the one collection because we've offered special collections in the past.
I'm not saying it's the first collection. It's a special collection of engagement rings for the woman that you know is the one. The one for you. The one forever. What's in it? Incredibly special rings for incredibly special women.
How much?
Most of them are between $725 and $2,800. I like it.
I like it.
Me too.
When you have found the one, you'll find her ring waiting patiently for you to come and pick it up at Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher. Summer is here, but if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
Discover the difference at findhigherlove.com/CBD. Higher Love Cannabis Company is the only cultivator in the UP offering organic, clean green certified products. That means quality you can trust every time. With 7 locations across the UP, including Menominee, Norway, and Ironwood, finding your Higher Love is easier than ever before. And for our friends in Green Bay, Higher Love is less than an hour away. Kindness starts with you. Experience Higher Love today. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD and follow them on social media at Find Higher Love.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
They say I come and I go. Tell me all the ways you need me. I'm not here for long. Catch me or I go Houdini. I come and I go. Prove you got the right to please me. Everybody knows. Catch me or I go.
This is KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. And I don't like having beef, Brad. I don't.
I mean, me either. I'm a drama-free guy.
I know, but when people take shots at me, I just got to respond. I'm a Gemini, you know what I'm saying? There's 2 sides to me. You get the nice side, and then you get the side that give you smoke.
Dang.
And it seems to me that somebody or somebodies, 3 of them, want the smoke from KBN Nation. Strophy? He's giving me a finger here saying hold up and wait. This is when Ben would tear him to pieces, but I won't do that.
Thank you, Kyle. I'm ready.
Strophy?
Ben's haircut? Not great.
Jim Rutledge, he's fake talk.
Did you see it? The part?
It was a hard cut. I'll say that.
Yeah, and I know I'm missing some hair on top, but Ben, a lot of forehead. A lot of forehead.
Oh my gosh, Brian, you be sure to send this all over to the boys so they know.
For sure.
So they know who's ripping who.
So, would say best facial hair comes to us. facial hair is attractive. Like Matt and I, we own them in facial hair, correct?
I mean, Strope's the only one who has facial hair.
Right, and his
and Kyle does.
Yeah, so we got the best facial hair. We're iconic for it. It's in our logo.
Iconic.
Well, one of us is iconic for it.
Yes.
The hair, nobody on that show's got hair like Matt Hamilton.
That's true. I mean,
Kyle's got great hair, but not Matt Hamilton hair.
Brad barely has hair.
So my point is,
whoa,
how are we not winning?
What the heck is going on here? I mean,
Brad barely has hair.
Look,
Brad barely has hair.
Oh my god,
Brad barely has hair.
It's not even
Brad barely has
true.
hair. Brad barely has hair.
I need Wooly to run his hands through my mane because there is nothing
Brad
weak
barely
about
has
this head of hair. Every time I have to go get my hair cut once a month because it grows so dang quick. Every time I go to a haircut place, they're like,
Brad
your hair
barely has hair.
is so thick. I mean, it's a lion's mane. If you would have said Brad can't grow facial hair like they do, I would have been like, okay, yeah, he's got me. But this isn't even true. This is like calling Brad Pitt ugly. It's just like doesn't even make any.
Wow.
It doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense.
Has hair.
I'm right there with you. Here's the thing: is like first and foremost, don't come at my boy Ben like that. My boy Ben got a great haircut, and then on top of that, the pot calling the kettle black. I know Jim Rutledge, bald head Jim Rutledge, ain't talking mess about my boy Ben Brust. Yes, Ben may have a big forehead, but you know what he got? He has a full head of hair. All right,
Sure
he has
does.
a full head of hair. And then we're talking about Hamilton. Matt Hamilton, his hair, he has long hair, but don't mean it's good hair. He has long, stringy, nasty hair. That's what he has. That's why he always has a hat on, because he's trying to hide how greasy and disgusting the hair is underneath that hat. My luscious locks, I let these babies free, baby.
Yeah, Kyle, yours is beautiful. Yours is well kept.
Nonsense.
Yours is iconic. Matt's is, I mean, I get it. It's just long and unkept. It leans into like the curler, the Olympian, the sort of like edgy guy that he is. But I wouldn't call it a beautiful head of hair. It's straggly and it's just so unkept. Don't even compare it to Kyle's hair. And then the only time people emphasize facial hair like they did.
Yep.
I mean, they took a victory lap around facial hair. The only time you do that is when your hair up top is so soft that you got to focus on the facial hair. That's exactly why you do it.
Rutledge just breezed over the fact he's got a bald spot. He's like, I'm missing some, but they're not handsome.
But here's the thing. This is what I'll say. Is yes, facial hair can be attractive, but the reason why I don't need to have too much facial hair, I don't know what Wooly's talking about with facial hair, that's been a struggle in my life, is because with or without facial hair, my boy Brad is handsome. My boy Ben is handsome, and I'm also handsome as well. I don't need to have no facial hair for that.
Hey,
and Strophy's handsome too.
Strophy, you have facial hair. I'm assuming just to cover up some of the stuff going on below that.
Brad
but you know
barely
what?
has hair.
But you're a love man.
You know, when I heard this, I thought, this is some real Chicago Bear energy. This sounds like the Chicago Bears. This sounds like when you're at a Chicago bar or when they are playing some other team other than the Green Bay Packers, they start chanting Green Bay sucks. And the Green Bay Packer fans of the world are like, wait, what are you even talking about? We're not even in the same room as you.
And here's the thing.
So soft.
I expect that Chicago Bears energy from Rutledge, but Hamilton and Wooly, you should be ashamed of yourselves to join in on that crazy nonsense talk, that lunatic talk. And you know what? I want to talk to them next. I want to see what they have to say coming up next, because they're going to have to face the judge. They're going to have to face us, because if you're going to talk about us in our front, not our back, and that's exactly what's going to happen next. We are going to be joined by Rutledge and Hamilton coming up next, because we got beef. You're listening to KBN, but keep it locked. Some fireworks coming up next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Let them know the dread-headed brother loves the Green Bay Packers. When you see me, Goody, let me in the box.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Even when you think you know what's going on, you can never be too sure.
I'm comfortable in saying this. This was the biggest waste of a season in Wisconsin sports history. This is worse than Ray Rhodes.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But without Giannis, I have a hard time saying that.
Well, then give me a comparable. What was worse? Give me a worse season.
Chewy, that's easy. That's so easy.
What?
2011 Packers.
Morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
WTMJ's Brandon Snide, joined by Leslie Smith from Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc. Leslie, the weather here in Wisconsin is finally starting to warm up, and that means bike season is officially here. You got a few events planned for the month of June. What details can you give me about what you guys have cooking up?
June is busy, busy, busy. So we have a ton of rides, trying to get everybody out there enjoying the open road. So June 15th is a ride that's actually starting in Casper, Wyoming. June 12th themselves, but that ride is arriving on June 15th, the Ride for Veterans. It's taking the historic Highway 20 Medal of Honor Highway to raise awareness of veterans issues. If you can't make it to Wyoming, don't worry, because they're stopping at the dealership, picking up some more riders, and heading on down to the Harley-Davidson Museum. So stop in for some music, food, and fun. A great ride for our nation's heroes.
And Leslie, that's not the only ride. Saturday, June 22nd, another extremely busy day for you guys over there at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. What's going on that day?
Yeah, we've got 2 different rides. One is a ride for veterans. The other one is Dogs and Hogs. 2 different locations, one from Iron Ridge and one from Milwaukee. The one from Milwaukee is Sign Effects, is doing a ride for veterans. They partnered with Veterans Outreach of Wisconsin and Veterans Community Project. They're coming and heading on out to the dealership. And then the other one is Dogs and Hogs. That partnered with Giuseppe Canine Services. They're starting out in Iron Ridge, coming to the dealership, where we will have, of course, live music, food, veterans, vendors, and just a day of fun for everyone.
That's Leslie Smith from Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc. Of course, you can learn more about everything going on at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson at WISHD.com. You can also like and follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
For the ultimate sports betting experience, get in the game at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Unleash your inner champion with dozens of betting kiosks, a VIP deck, high-end bar, first-class restaurant, broadcast booth, a 2,000-square-foot video wall, and more. It's a sports fan's paradise, 24/7. Bet above the rest. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Visit the website for more. Must be 21 years old. All bets must be made on site.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I mean, Kyle's got great hair, but not Matt Hamilton.
Brad barely has hair.
So my point is, how are we not winning?
Winning what? That's the real question. Winning the ugliest team, ugliest co-host, ugliest show in the state of Wisconsin? Yeah, you should be winning that. You're absolutely right. And now it's time for Rutledge and Hamilton to face the music, because y'all talking trash behind our backs. I want to know what's up. Like, what are y'all talking about our beautiful, luscious hair for? Saying Brad doesn't have hair.
Real Chicago Bear energy of just coming out of nowhere.
Brad barely has hair.
I want both of you to just dig down deep in your hearts and think about what you heard. Did you hear me say one word that entire time?
Brad barely has hair.
I did not say a word
Very fair,
about any of you. So this was Jim's brainchild.
Very fair, Matt. You're off the hook.
Yeah, you are. I am sorry. I did not realize the egos at KBN were so
Brad
fragile.
barely has hair.
It's
Here's
like
the
a
thing.
porcelain
I know
doll.
how fragile my ego is. I imagine these guys
And
are in the
I
same
heard their
boat.
whole last segment, and literally none of it even landed. But I want to ask this question first. It's not behind your back. I think you have in the clip. Send it to them, and we did it on our own radio show. I know we're not on in Milwaukee.
This is classic Chicago Bear energy from Jim Rutledge, right?
You didn't tag us in the post. You could have tagged us in the post. You tagged KBN. I want you to tag me directly. If you're going to talk my name, you're going to bring up ESPN Kyle W, tag me.
This is like the Chicago Bears fans chanting the Bears still suck when you're not even playing the Packers. I mean, the Green Bay sucks when you're not even playing It's real Chicago Bear energy.
Because I've been at plenty of Wisconsin things where Packer fans sing the Bears Still Suck song. So, come on now. Let's not play that little game.
Come on,
it's factual. It's very factual.
I'll tell you what. It is the talent level of Packer fans to be able to come up with that song. That is 100% true. That is your max ability of, I would say, musical talent.
Hey, sometimes the low-hanging fruit's the best fruit.
Yeah, go bang on your drum all day. Yeah, continue to find one-hit wonders to prop up. That wasn't even your song. But I would say
Super Bowl Shuffle's really catchy, Jimmy.
Hey, they created. That was the team, man. That was the team.
Look at him, man. He's excited.
Still in 1985.
I'm not, but come on now. We cannot compare polka to music from Chicago.
Okay.
That's an L for the state of Wisconsin.
Okay.
That clearly goes to Chicago.
That's tradition.
Now, back to the hair thing. Now, for an example,
please,
Ryan is the one. Ryan is the one that took a shot at Brad's hair.
Wooly.
Brad barely has hair.
Wooly, there is plenty.
I didn't say that.
Wooly, there is plenty to get at me for. Second place, Brad. Big nose. No facial hair. All those things would have landed. I'd be he got me. My hair, it's legitimately thick hair. I have to get it cut every month. Where'd you come up with
best
that?
attribute.
How many C's?
I mean, plenty of C's. At least three C's on this hair.
Oh, Wally, you like them thick. I like that.
Well, I don't know. Something about the mental image I had for Brad. It's just Brad had no hair when I thought about him.
What
I don't know what it
mental
was.
image? Have you never met Brad in person before? What?
Let's be honest. Brust is the living embodiment of the knock on the Badgers of the Badger buzz cuts. Benny's never had. Benny's either had the buzz cut or the short hair. He's trying to be a Backstreet Boy with frosted tips.
Oh my gosh!
He is pretty boy to the max, and I wish he was here. I didn't know he wasn't on it, but I honestly was building up Matt. I am fine. For a 44-year-old man, I'm in shape. I don't have all my hair, but for 44, I'm good with it, and I can grow a beard. I'm proud of it.
Growing a beard is what you're proud of as a 44-year-old man. It sounds like you're going through a midlife crisis, Mr. Rutledge, and you threw us under the bus, and you just threw Wooly under the bus,
that
too.
you seem to have in your life is the hair on your head, because that's all you talk about. Just because
beautiful hair.
Brad can't grow facial hair doesn't mean that me being able to grow facial hair, just like the reverse. I didn't knock Brad's hair. I didn't knock anyone's hair. I said that Ben's hair had a lot of forehead. A lot of forehead, and we all agree with that. That was a lot of forehead in there. That's the only knock on hair. All I did was built up Matt's hair. Matt's hair is spectacular.
You said it was better than mine.
Matt, I want your take on all this.
Vacation together.
Once
Can I ask a
every
separate
11
question?
days. Once every 11 days, he puts
That was something I tried 2 years ago, Stroh. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Do your job and just sit in the background and let the big boys talk.
We all can agree that Ryan's more handsome than Brad. But I want to talk about are Ben and Greg on vacation together?
Yes, they are.
Oh, are they? Oh, I did not know this.
Okay, well, while we have you guys on, what's up north? Is Door County up north? Is Wisconsin Dells up north? Or where is up north?
So for us, it's fairly straight. It's a little bit west.
I wouldn't call the Dells.
I wouldn't really call the Dells north. But I do count Door County as up north.
Yeah, my man, Matt Hamilton.
Now, don't get me wrong. You can name it as its own place. But if I'm saying I'm heading up north, that could mean Door County because the majority of my drive is headed north.
I would say I would refer to Door County as Door County.
That's my take.
And then up north it's Minocqua, Eagle River, all of that. That's kind of how I have to refer to it as. This song, I'll give you one. This song is better than that lame-ass video that Jordan Love made and produced himself.
Oh, my goodness. This is where we cut him off. This is where we cut him off.
Could there?
This is where we cut them off. This cut. They're cut. They're cut. That's ridiculous. The Bears still suck. But if you want to listen to Rutledge and Hamilton and Madison, you can on ESPN Madison. But we'll have more of KBN coming up here on ESPN Milwaukee and the ESPN Beaver Dam coming up next.
Busch Light is not only as cold and smooth as the Mountain Freeze, it's also brewed with farther and rainy.
Traffic is getting heavier in a couple of places, especially on 894 westbound between the Mitchell and the Hale interchange. That's at least a several-minute delay. 43 in both directions, especially southbound, getting pretty slow between downtown and about Silver Spring. Also keeping an eye on the Stadium interchange, mostly slow headed westbound from downtown to American Family Field. Traffic is brought to you by Saz's, baseball, grilling, festivals, and Saz's. Summer in Wisconsin is the finest, and Saz's State House is the place to be. Located at 55th Massachusetts and state. Sazens.com. Tonight we'll see clear skies and cooler temperatures, a low of 61. Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 74 by the lake and 77 degrees inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Jessica Gatso on 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher. Summer is here, but if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Discover the difference at findhigherlove.com/CBD. Higher Love Cannabis Company is the only cultivator in the UP offering organic, clean green certified products. That means quality you can trust every time. With 7 locations across the UP, including Menominee, Norway, and Ironwood, finding your higher love is easier than ever before. And for our friends in Green Bay, Higher Love is less than an hour away. Kindness starts with you. Experience Higher Love today. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD and follow them on social media at Find Higher Love.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We the boys. It's the Faux One Faux Hour at Faux on KBN.
So here's the thing, and I know I said that number, and that's for Aaron in the barn. I mark it up. That was okay. The problem is you go too fast, right? Like, you know how you cut yourself yesterday? You know, we talked about Brad cutting his thumb because he was probably moving too fast. When you said it's the Faux Hour, it's too fast.
It's too fast.
You gotta take it slow. Like Rusher
nice
said,
and easy vibe.
Yeah, it's the Faux One. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you gotta put a little bit of swag and a little bit of you gotta slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody wants you going too fast. You gotta slow it down.
Kind of a silky, kind of like you milk it out a little bit.
Yeah, but
like you milking a cow earlier.
You can still say it with the conviction and the authority of it's the Faux One. Like, you can do that, but
okay. Well, this is good coaching points
because you did it on Monday as well. A little bit fast.
I did. Okay, and I need this. I need to be able to watch film and figure out what I'm going to need to correct. Tomorrow, I'm doing it as well. Right?
You are doing it again tomorrow. As Ben Brust, I just found out on a boys trip. What?
Yeah, Greg and Ben, Greg Scalzo, big boss man. It's Scalzo and Brust reunited. They are traveling together in Door County.
You know, here's the thing.
Yeah, go on.
Is the fact that I like you all. I really do. I do. And I like the people that I work with. I love the general manager that I work with at 1017 The Truth. I love the host. I love the producers. I love the sales team, our MC. Legitimately, I care about everybody. I do not think I would ever want to take a trip with anybody who works in this building for multiple days. It's just not like, I don't get it. I really don't. I know they're friends and everything like that, but I just, maybe it's me. Is it me?
No, it's not you. Unless it's a work trip, where then it would just be a blessing that you just like the people that you work with, that you can have fun with them and be able to do work stuff, but then also have a good time. If this is like a true PTO, like one of your few vacations of the year that you take, no disrespect to anybody here, but I'm not taking a vacation with you guys.
No, I'm not.
We spend so much time together. Yeah, I'll stand by that. We spend so much time together that a vacation is meant to kind of pull you out of your normal life, of the normal rhythms of your life. You need to reset. And that would be too much reminder of work. I wouldn't be able to relax.
And then you're having work conversations. Like 100%, they're having work conversations at some point during the trip.
Yes.
At some point during the trip. And I want to detach myself away from work when I'm on a vacation. That is the beauty of a vacation. Now, hopefully, we do get to take a work trip together. If we go down to Jacksonville, your old stomping grounds.
Love that.
A Jacksonville, as you told me, Jaguar
Jaguar? Yeah. Not a Jaguar. A Jaguar.
As you were a Jacksonville Jaguar, we may take a trip down there. I'm excited for that, but that is a work-related trip.
And that would be a fun work-related trip because we all like each other, but it is a purely work function. We can do a little bit of work and play, but if it's purely play, I got to get out of here.
Uh-huh.
With all due respect to all my teammates.
I feel you on that. And something that I believe will also be fun is continuing to watch the Jordan Love hype video over and over and over. We just had crosstalk with Rutledge and Hamilton as they have their show now on ESPN Madison, but he's a hater. Like,
they're still talking about us right now.
Of course they are. We're living in their brain.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. When you're the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin, that typically what
Mental
happens.
image, like I said. I remember Brad Nortman based off of like his Jaguars photo back in the day. Like he just buzz cut. He just reminded me of every Badgers football player from like the 2010s.
He's also got a little bit of the Eddie Munster going on. So
wow.
What's that?
Oh, wow. Look at that. They didn't say that's the whole thing. They didn't
What's
say
an
that.
Eddie Munster?
It's something at the front of
Lexi's
your
a
hair.
lucky lady. That's all I'll say.
Oh, what is this called? The Crow's Widow's Peak. Widow's Peak. Yeah.
I
think it's a sexy Widow's Peak.
Exactly, and I think your wife thinks it's sexy as well. I won't go that far.
We are just living in Rutledge and Hamilton's brains.
We absolutely are. But what I didn't like is the shot that they tried to take at that Jordan Love hype video. I don't know about you, Brad. I don't know about you, Strophy. When my lady sent me that video and I watched it, I got so hyped. I got so excited that I had to stop in the parking structure because she sent it to me, and I was in a parking structure here at the 3rd Street Market Hall where we broadcast from, here on KBN, here on ESPN Wisconsin. And I had to stop, pull over, and watch the video because I said, oh my goodness, this video is incredible. It got me so hyped up. It made me feel as if Jordan Love is the next great quarterback. When I say great, Hall of Fame quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. I believe it, but watching that video, it got me all goosebumps inside and all warm inside, warm and fuzzy watching that video. I am a believer in Jordan Love, and that hype video was such a reminder.
When I saw the hype video, first of all, I was juiced up. I was like, Jordan Love has not forgotten all the commentary that occurred before, honestly, November of 2023.
That's what I'm saying.
Up till that point, because of all the things that we said about Aaron Rodgers, one thing that we do respect on him is he carries a chip on his shoulder, and he uses that as motivation. I would love Jordan Love to not forget about all the negativity that was sent toward him before he became the beloved starter that he is currently right now in a franchise quarterback in Green Bay. The other thing I thought of was, did Jordan Love just enter hype video quarterback status?
He did.
There's not many quarterbacks out there that have hype video status. I think of Tom Brady. I've seen Dak Prescott. I've seen Patrick Mahomes. All these people have hype videos. And I just think, I'm like, wow, Jordan Love has officially entered hype video quarterback aura. Gotta love that. Gotta love that.
You absolutely have to love it. As a Packer fan, it was an absolute great video, not because it was just Jordan Love, but because it made you feel a little bit like, oh yeah, I'm ready for this Super Bowl run. I am ready for this football season. I am ready to support Jordan Love because on the field, dude is a dog. He's a great NFL quarterback. Strofe, as a Packer fan yourself, you're from up north there. You're in the Green Bay area. What exactly, what was the energy? What was the vibe?
Not really up north, though.
What was the initial feeling when you watched the video? What did you feel inside your soul?
Well, I heard Homer's voice, and then I heard Gabe Neitzel's voice, so that part was...
So I heard. I was so caught up in the video, I didn't even hear it.
Hit a little close to home. I was like, whoa, Jordan Love's an Alex Strofe fan? Because Alex Strofe's a Jordan Love fan.
Right. Why did they put our support that we had? Like when I say he's going to be a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Kyle,
when I brought the cookies in.
Me and you were the first two people at ESPN Wisconsin and Good Karma Brands to be on the Jordan Love bandwagon.
We embraced it. We did. You got the jersey from China, and I got, and I just said I love him.
What was that, week one? Week one, you guys were already?
I ordered my jersey in July of last year. I think I got it in early September.
Okay.
I mean, it came when it needed to come. It was here. I believe it was here for the first show.
It was here for the opener. Yep, I wore it on Green Bay game day the day before KBN launched. September 10th, I believe that was, when he beat up on the Bears in Chicago. And then I wore it on the debut episode of Mr. Irrelevant the next day, and I said Jordan Love is the front runner for the MVP. Why didn't he use that clip?
Here's why.
Because as it stands right now on June 13th, 2024, Jordan Love is the front runner for the MVP. Book it.
But here's why, though. Wow, strong statement right there. Everyone's giving him his flowers right now. Jordan Love ain't forgetting, man. He's keeping that chip on his shoulder. He's keeping the fires in his belly. That he's keeping that fire hot. Unlike Aaron Rodgers, who's distracted and that fire just doesn't seem to be there. Jordan Love is the chips on his shoulder. When everyone's loving you, you just feel like the man. You feel like it's easy. You feel like I got this. Jordan Love is reminding himself and reminding the Packer Nation and the NFL world in total. I haven't forgotten. I'm still coming for you. I love that out of my quarterback.
See, here's the thing about what I'm feeling with the Green Bay Packers. There is a vibe, right? There is a special vibe. Jason Wilde talked about it, right? He said there is something that he's feeling with this team, and that's exactly what I'm feeling. When I listened to Preston Smith talk yesterday and him talk about, listen, we aren't the hunted. Right? We are still the hunter because you have to be able to prove something and earn something. We haven't earned anything yet. We haven't earned the title of being the hunted yet because we ain't did nothing yet. When I hear Romeo Dobbs talking about this team is going to be special, to have perfect attendance at an OTA, something that hasn't happened before, that is what I want to hear. This team is moving all in the same direction. Matt LaFleur's message is resonating with these guys. I just feel like this season that is about to happen in 2024 may be a season for us to remember as Green Bay Packers fans, because it seems to me that from Matt LaFleur to Goody down to every player in that locker room, because you had perfect attendance, is completely bought in to exactly what Matt LaFleur is selling, which is going to lead to a successful season for the Green Bay Packers. They're raving about their defensive coordinator. Jordan Love's talking about, we don't need a number one receiver because we have all these great wide receivers around me, so we're going to be successful. It just seems that right now, there is something special brewing in Green Bay, and I cannot wait to see the product that they put on the field come September.
Well, certainly the ingredients are there for a special team and a special season, and I agree with you. The buy-in level, both from action and word, coming out of Green Bay, it's all in, except for one area. One piece of the puzzle that is still not completed.
Debbie Downer, Brad. We're having so much fun today. Now you want to be a Debbie Downer. You call it reality.
There's full buy-in except for one thing. That's Jordan Love and his contract. If it's true, that I believe it's true, that I'm listening to yesterday Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy say if the Packers have offered him $52.5 million, who's going to turn that down? I am reading that. I am detecting that as saying the Green Bay Packers have offered, again, this is just my conjecture, they've offered him something in that neighborhood. At some point, the Packers and Jordan Love are going to have to reach an impasse to where Jordan Love just says to an agent, just get it done. Figure it out. Get it done. I don't need to be the highest paid. I don't need to have the most guaranteed money. But if we're in the same ballpark, find a way to get it done. That is how Jordan Love can put the final piece of the puzzle and the final area of questioned buy-in. I don't question Jordan Love's commitment, but this is something that's overhanging the team right now. And if he walks into training camp without a deal signed, the distractions will continue, and he needs to find a way to find a common ground with the Green Bay Packers, because it'll be a distraction. If he signs his contract before training camp, I will agree with you, 100% buy-in, and that is also Jordan Love. But until he signs, he's still going to be focused on this big looming contract. Will be nothing but a distraction.
Listen, how much I want to disagree with you here, because I love the positivity around the Green Bay Packers, Brad. If Jordan Love's contract is not done by the time they get to training camp, you're absolutely right. He's not bought in. He's not 100% bought in.
Be.
And it's a tough thing to say that somebody's not bought in because they're going through negotiations, but that's a fact, right? If you're not showing up to training camp after you showed up in this offseason, after you guys are building this momentum together, coming off a phenomenal finish to last season, whooping the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs, competing with the San Francisco 49ers, who went on to go to overtime in the Super Bowl, you lose all the momentum you have because you don't have the guy there that needs to be there when training camp starts, and that is Jordan Love. So how much it pains me to even think about that potential scenario, you are absolutely right. If the Green Bay Packers do not have Jordan Love there come late July, when training camp starts, I believe it's July 22nd, the team's not fully bought in. It's going to cause friction. It's going to cause issues because he needs to be there come day one. So this is the question I have for you. If $52 million is in front of Jordan Love and he doesn't sign it, do you agree that the team is now all bought in? Because I do.
Yeah, I would say that Jordan Love is not completely bought in, because that would put him at the fourth highest paid quarterback. 52.5 is what Shefty said. That'd be tied for third. Look, He probably wants to be the highest paid. He probably wants to reset the market. You're talking about a couple $1 million a year, which is a lot of money, but on a relative basis, it's small. It would be if the Packers said, Jordan, 53 is our final offer. We are not going higher than that. It would have to take Jordan Love taking a slight personal sacrifice. I'm talking slight, a couple $1 million here. For him to say, you know what? It's worth it for me to dial back. Maybe if I want to be the highest paid quarterback, but this is me buying in completely, then I'm just going to leave a little bit off the table for the Green Bay Packers.
In reality, Jordan Love, and again, I am a Jordan Love fan. I believe in Jordan Love. I believe in his talent. I believe in the fact that he can lead this team to the promised land of where they want to go, which is the Super Bowl championship. But $52.5 million is a fantastic offer for a quarterback that only played one season as a starter, did not win a Super Bowl, did not go to an NFC championship, didn't make it to a Pro Bowl. Also, first couple games were kind of shaky there. It was ups and downs. I don't think it all fell on him if it's a team game and a team sport. But as his play elevated, the guys around him elevated as well. We have 8 to 10 really good games by Jordan Love, which I give him credit for. So getting $52.5 million off of 8 to 10 really, really good games, you are winning, bro. That is an absolute W. I wish I can do 8 great shows and them say, you know what, Kyle, we want to give you an extension and we want to pay you, a significant amount of money that might make you say, oh my gosh, I'm rich. But like Jordan Love, you won, bro. You're getting $50 million a year. Come this time, when we look back at June 13, 2024, there was no way in your mind that you thought you were going to be a $50 million quarterback. He couldn't even fathom that. Couldn't even fathom it.
And here's why it matters. Look, he's well-respected. He's well-liked. He's the leader of the locker room. No doubt about it. If he doesn't accept what the Packers have their final offer to be, let's say it's 52.5, right? Let's say it's 53. Guys are going to hear that and be like, bro, I get it. I get you're trying to get as much money as possible, but that's a lot of money. Let's just get it done. They're going to want they want their guy to get paid, but at some point it's going to get in the way of their ability to perform, the team's ability to succeed, and it's going to be a problem and a distraction. Everyone's going to pray that it's over. I don't think it gets there, but that is the last piece of the puzzle that I need to see before I say, yep, 100% buy.
Please don't rock the boat, because what the Green Bay Packers have right now, and when Jason Wilde says it, I believe it because he's around that team. He's been around championship teams before. When he says he believes that there is something brewing, and we all feel it, we see it. We see the players in their quotes, in their press conferences outside their lockers, talking to the media, talking about how this team looks good, talking about the energy that this team has, talking about this team is special. You have something that a lot of teams don't have. Brad played in the NFL. He knew when his team has something special brewing, and he can tell right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the Green Bay Packers currently have, it seems like, guys bought in, and there is something brewing for the Packers.
Well, that's correct.
800-990-3776. If Jordan Love has $52.5 million placed in front of him and he does not sign it, does that mean that the Green Bay Packers are not going to have a full buy-in from all players if he is not signed? 800-990-3776. That is the question we have for you. But also, he's been a little quiet this last couple segments here. I want us to become a little relevant here, or I want him to become a little relevant. Because Mr. Irrelevant becoming irrelevant, that's what it is, right?
That's right.
All right, well, we're going to do that next. Alex Strouf becomes irrelevant coming next. It's so hard not to call you irrelevant, man.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Dick Van Dyke, real quick on the cha-cha slide ACL, says she was carried out by all 5 of us. 5 people?
That's a big girl. That's a big girl. Yeah, that's a big girl who did cha-cha.
Stop it, Kyle.
What you mean? 5 of them had to carry. That's a big girl. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've got a crash near the airport. Looks like the right lane is blocked at Highway 38 North at West Grange Avenue. Seeing delays across the board on the interstate. Starting with 94 westbound, looks like at least a 4-minute delay between the zoo and Highway 16. 41 southbound, also very slow heading into the zoo. That's about a 5-minute delay starting at Highway Q. 43 southbound, about a 5-minute delay between about Silver Spring and downtown. And finally, looking at the Mitchell interchange, 894 westbound is going to be at least a 5-minute delay heading into the Hale interchange. Traffic sponsored by Johnson & Sons Paving. Potholes are a pain when they pop up in your asphalt. Johnson & Sons Paving can patch or replace the whole lot. Book an appointment now at johnsonsonspaving.com. Tonight we'll see clear skies and cooler temperatures, a low of 61. On Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 74 by the lake and 77 inland. From the WCMJ Traffic Center, I'm Jessica Gatso on 94.5 ESPN.
Baseball's most storied rivalry takes center stage this weekend on ESPN Radio. It's the Red Sox hosting the Yankees.
Go! Absolutely hammered by Aaron Judge of the Yankees.
Here it is. Swing and a ground ball there. It's going to win it for the Red Sox. Wong comes around.
Our coverage begins at 5:30 Saturday night. We are your home for Major League Baseball's biggest games. 94.5 ESPN.
The Ballrath Company implemented a DocuWare content management solution from James Imaging Systems. Ballrath Director of Information Systems, John Sharp.
They've helped us upgrade from a previous version of our document management to automate our accounts payable processes, to store the invoices, do the three-way match, and really streamline those processes.
In addition to a DocuWare content management solution, the key to continued success is the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
And as an extension of our team, they've got intimate knowledge of why we've done some of the things that we do. And when we run into any issues, they're there to support us.
A DocuWare content management solution from the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
They know exactly where we are in our project cycle so that we've always got continuous improvement.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
The big gig is almost here. Make sure you're tuned into ESPN Milwaukee every day for a chance to win tickets to Summerfest. And when you're out at Summerfest, stop by the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone to meet the ESPN Milwaukee team and to win prizes. The fun starts June 20th on the lake.
Get ready to go all in for cash battles at Potawatomi. This June, go head-to-head with your fellow club members for a chance at your share of $200,000 in cash. Play with your club card for entries. Hourly drawings on June 6th and 20th from 4 to 8 p.m. Each drawing, 2 winners split $20,000. Cash battles at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. It's the biggest cash bash of the summer. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. With fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, it's a beautiful day out there. Warm weather. It's peak Wisconsin summer. You probably want to be active in it, but you can't do that if you're feeling joint pain. Your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your back. QC Kinetics to the rescue. Don't suffer any longer. QC Kinetics is giving you your life back with non-surgical joint pain relief. If golf was taken from me, if being able to run outside tonight was taken from me, I would be so frustrated. I would look for a solution that has no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. That's exactly what QC Kinetics is giving you with their regenerative medicine. They're the nation's leader in it. They use your body's own ability to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue to give you your life back. There's no better time than now to take advantage of that. Use their advanced regenerative medicine to give you your life back. Stop putting it off. Take action now. Wisconsin summer is here. You want to be active in it. QC Kinetics. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
It is KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee, and ESPN Beaver Dam. I'm Kyle Wallace. He's Brad telling you about QC Kinetics. No Ben Brust today as he is on a bros trip or family trip. I don't know what they are up north in the Dells. No. Up north in the other place.
Door County.
Thank you so much, Strofe, with the little ding ding there. Been a great show. Been a very fun show, but I want to hear more from Strophe. I love when Strofe tosses things up for us to knock out the park because we have no idea what he's going to say, and it gives us an opportunity to react. So, Strofe, it's your time to become relevant.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
All right, fellas, let's start here. Last night in Boston or Foxborough or somewhere in New England, Tom Brady, jersey retirement, Hall of Honor. I don't know what the hell they call it. Tom Brady in front of 60,000 people enshrined into the Patriots Hall of Fame. 60,000 people! Is there an athlete that hasn't already in the state of Wisconsin that could draw a crowd of 60,000 during a retirement? Look, I love Giannis. I don't know if Giannis is pulling 60K.
I don't think Giannis is. It would have to be a Packer. It'd have to be a Green Bay Packer for that level of commitment and intrigue, probably at Lambeau. I don't think Rodgers gets that. I don't think Favre gets that. I don't think there is. I mean, there's a reason why
Favre got close to that. But they filled Lambeau.
But was that just a retirement ceremony? I thought they did that during a game.
No, it was he did when he was enshrined into the Packers Hall of Fame. They filled the bowl. I was there. Great day. Great day.
Well, there you go. Brett Favre. I don't think Aaron Rodgers gets that.
I don't either.
I think if Jordan Love repeats the process and gets a Super Bowl, he might. But there's very few that can pull that off. I don't think Giannis does. I don't think any Brewer does. I don't think any Badger does. That's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah, I understand why, right? He won 6 rings. If anybody runs 6 rings for our organization, our franchise, I'd be one of the 60,000 people showing up too. Imagine the Green Bay Packers all of a sudden winning 6 championships in like 15 seasons, 17, 18. What was it? 6 and it was like 6 and 18 years, something like that. I would be fantastic. I would be excited. Yeah, I would go support him.
I would say if a quarterback brought 6 championships to Green Bay, Lambeau Field wouldn't be big enough. You would get 200,000 people coming out for that.
Do you know how many streets across the state of Wisconsin be named after whoever this quarter? You know how many streets in Wisconsin gonna be named after Jordan Love?
Okay.
It's gonna be a Jordan Love street.
Don't do that yet. Don't do that yet, Kyle. Kyle, come on.
Kyle. Favre doesn't have one. Rodgers doesn't have one. Starr doesn't have one. He has a bridge, but he doesn't have street.
Starr has a bridge?
Yeah, the Bart Starr Memorial Bridge.
6 championships. Cool. Wisconsin Avenue would be Jordan Love Avenue. It would be a Jordan Love Championship Boulevard.
You know who they do dedicate streets to? Coaches.
Which is so strange. Why do they do that?
Holmgren has one. McCarthy has one.
You gotta win a Super Bowl.
Lombardi has one.
But wait,
Super Bowl, you get a street.
Why do coaches get a street and quarterbacks get nothing?
Because probably Lombardi started
with Lombardi.
Yeah, and he's legendary. Coaches at a point probably meant more than quarterbacks.
What would they do? LaFleur Lane, right? It would be LaFleur Lane.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
It's McCarthy Way. We will find out. You're absolutely right, Kyle. Like that confidence.
We'll definitely find out. And I mean, when we win multiples, you'll say, "My goodness." We don't know what that looks like. We haven't seen it in a while.
For those of you just joining us back at the beginning of the show at 2 o'clock, and if you missed any of it, find it Wisconsin On Demand. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman available wherever you get your podcasts. Brad told us the story about how he sliced his finger open in his kitchen last night. Brad, I can't make this up. Today, June 13th, is National Kitchen Klutzes of America Day.
Oh, wow.
It's not.
National Kitchen Klutzes of America Day. Today is also National Golf Cart Day. So to make you feel better, back when I was like 11, I thought I was an athlete, right? This was about the same time as we talked about yesterday. I thought I could compete in American Ninja Warrior. I thought like I could just jump off a full-speed golf cart and run. It didn't work.
Ooh.
A lot of scars on my legs because of it. Either of you have any golf cart accident stories? Because I feel like we've all done something stupid with a golf cart. Especially if you're going up north, Kyle.
Remember, my up north is Wisconsin Dells, and there's a lot of water parks and mini golf courses and not a lot of real golf courses that I went to, at least.
Yeah. Was this on a golf course that you did this, Strofe?
No, it was just that I was actually camping, ironically, in Door County.
So you did it on pavement?
Up north, cool.
Up north, yeah.
Or on like gravel?
Gravel and then grass, but it still hurt, yeah.
I thankfully don't have any golf cart stories.
You're just hitting your thumb with a knife instead?
Yeah, I fall into that category.
We really breezed over the fact you crushed your hand in a car door 10 times.
That's what I said. It's ridiculous. I don't know how he made it to the NFL. He said, I'm clumsy. That ain't clumsy. That's stupid.
My parents literally had this ice pack thing specifically for hands ready in the fridge or in the freezer because I did it so often.
I
was
can
crazy.
imagine the conversation that your parents had. Oh, Brad.
He did it again.
He did it again, baby. I don't know. Something
just
wrong
throw
with
him the ice pack. He'll be fine.
That's impossible. I don't know how you did that. But yeah, I mean.
I can't believe it's Kitchen Clutch. What was it? Kitchen Klutz Day?
Yeah, it is National Kitchen Klutzes of America Day.
Wow. Sign me up. I identify with that group.
I do not identify with that, nor do I identify with golf carts. I've been in a golf cart maybe once or twice in my life.
What? Golf carts are unbelievable.
Yeah.
You're driving, it's fun, it can be casual.
So
you're on the golf course, maybe you have a little.
I don't go to the golf course because I don't have a membership anywhere. And the golf courses that I do go to, they're par 9s, and I don't go very often, or I just go to a driving range where it's not necessary. Again, privilege. I just haven't had the privilege to do that.
Last one for you, fellas. The Atlanta Falcons have been docked a 5th-round pick in the 2025 draft and fined $250,000 for violating the NFL's anti-tampering policy due to their ultimate signings of Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney, and a tight end I've never heard of. I'm just going to say this flat out. Tampering rules are stupid. Allow tampering. It makes sports more fun.
No.
Tampering is cool.
No.
Everybody tampers. Everybody tampers. They just happen to get caught. I wonder what they did in order to get caught. And even with that being said, so $250K in a first-round draft pick to get the fifth round, excuse me, to get the inside path to get your franchise quarterback, offensive weapon, and a tight end. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. And tampering rules are stupid. Everybody does it. This is like NIL before NIL was a thing. It's like everybody did it to a certain degree, and now you just, you used to have to get caught and pay for it. Now you don't. Same thing with tampering rules.
Yeah, I'm anti-tampering. I'm anti-breaking rules. Brad, I'm disappointed in you that the fact that you're actually okay with people breaking rules. They're on purpose breaking rules. They're tampering. They're doing things that put themselves at an advantage. They're doing something that other teams did not do. That's not fair. That is illegal. That's why they're being fined and punished for it.
But they're foolish rules.
No, they're not foolish. There's deadlines. You should start. The free agency doesn't start to a certain time. Once that time starts, that's when you should start negotiating. That's what it should be.
Do you remember when the Josh Jacobs news for the Green Bay Packers was announced?
Yes, I do.
It was a Monday at 1:45.
It was like an hour into free agency.
Yes.
They work fast.
You could not hammer out a contract in an hour.
Fast. Oh, Russ Ball can.
No, he can't.
Good old Russ Ball can.
They had conversations all weekend and all week leading up to it.
No.
I promise you.
No.
It happens all over.
Are you saying that, did your agent do a little tampering when you signed with the Jaguars?
I would not say anything negative about Brooks, my agent.
Oh, so,
he was everything on the up and up.
How loyal is the B-52 bomber to Carolina if he was talking to other people, side pieces, while he was supposed to be focused and still locked in with the Carolina Panthers? You're a cheater.
It's a dog-eat-dog league, Kyle.
Your agent's name is Brooks?
Yeah, Brooks.
That's an agent name.
Brooks. And he's got
I have a stupid question. Do you still have an agent?
I guess technically if I ever got signed in the NFL again, he would still represent me.
I got bad news for you.
Wait a minute.
I don't think that's happening.
No, it's not. I haven't punted a football in legitimately 5 years.
Dang, wait, your last
4 years.
I'm gonna say I thought you had a
early 2020 is when I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hang up the cleats. It's been a long time. Was that 4.5 years?
Did you cry when you came to the realization?
You had to cry. You had to cry.
It would come at weird moments. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh wow, he cried.
Well, and I would
unpredictable.
It is unpredictable. You'd see something that would be like, you miss the game, or you'd see like a video. It was the videos. They take the videos of everyone parking and carrying their bag at training camp.
Yeah,
that got you to tear up.
That got me. I'm not going to lie. The first time I saw that and I knew I wasn't playing anymore, I was like, it's over. I'm never doing that again.
Is that like a FOMO thing?
It's just I think it's FOMO, but you're mourning old part of you. Like, you are no longer a football player. There's legitimately periods of mourning. I went through the 5 stages, guys. I'm not even sure I'm completely over it. I don't think anyone is. I guess I'm in acceptance now. I joke about being second place, Brad. I feel I'm in acceptance.
Yeah, I can recall. I remember I cried after you guys beat us as well. I ain't even playing that game. My knee was messed up. So,
what game?
Don't make me say that. But you gonna really? That's how you gonna do me? That's how you do it? What game? You gonna make me do it? Like go? You know what?
I won't make you go there. Kyle.
I didn't realize you were so bogus like that, but that's okay. You know what? Here, Brad is gonna do me like that, but I'm gonna talk to everybody about Universal Windows Direct. Because listen, it is getting hotter. I know what? It's 88 degrees right now outside. I saw next week 90, 91, 92. It is going to be hot, and you know what you need? You need to make sure you do not cool off the outside this year. You gotta call my guys at Universal Windows Direct. Listen. That is super spacer technology. What it does is it helps keep the edge of the glass warmer, it holds the window sill longer, and it makes the windows last up to 5 times longer than other window systems. So what I love about Universal Windows Direct is for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Buy 4, get 4. There is no limit. Plus, they have 0% financing for 60 months. Updating your windows with Universal Windows Direct means extra protection from the elements, a consistent temperature in your home, increased energy efficiency, reduce heating and cooling costs, plus a quieter and more comfortable home. But that reduced heating and cooling costs, that is the thing you want to do. So call them today at 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And remember, when you call them, let them know that I told you to call, and they will give you an additional $250 off your next project, plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com. That is UWD.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Women ask you, do you love me? Why do you love me?
Wait, why am I always the one doing that? Tell me why you love me, baby. I need you to make me feel better.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've got a crash near the airport. Looks like the right lane is closed at Highway 38 north at West Grange Avenue. Still seeing slowdowns across the board on the interstate. 94 westbound is slow from downtown all the way to Highway 16. 41 southbound from Highway Q to the Zoo. That's at least a 5-minute delay. 43 looks slow in both directions, especially southbound between about Silver Spring and downtown. And 894 westbound between the Mitchell Interchange and the Hale. That's about a 5-minute delay. Traffic is brought to you by the Club at Lac La Belle. The historic course is open to the public 7 days a week. Schedule your tea time today at club@laclabelle.com. Tonight we'll see clear skies and cooler temperatures. A low of 61. On Friday, mostly sunny. A high of 74 by the lake and 77 inland. From the WCMJ Traffic Center, I'm Jessica Gapso on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7 and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
Even when you get a great price, diamonds cost a lot of money.
But we want you to be able to buy the engagement ring you really want.
You won't have to settle for anything less than fantastic when you come to Kessler's.
We do everything in our power to make it possible for you to give her that magical engagement ring you really want her to have.
Friendly financing makes it possible.
We can give you 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit.
And with approved credit, we can give you 36 months to pay with just 9.99%.
And if getting your credit approved is a problem, we've even got second chance financing for people who deserve a second chance.
Don't settle for second best. Come to Kessler's.
Seriously, we do everything in our power to make it possible for you to give her that magical engagement ring you really want her to have.
That's the sort of thing you can expect from us when you hear us say, welcome to Kessler's.
Welcome to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com. And one more thing. Welcome to Kessler's.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Hugs from patients, like Patrick from here in Milwaukee. It's something QC Kinetics medical professionals experience every day.
I hugged them. You should hug somebody who does that for you. They gave me my life back, and I really didn't know where I was going to go because I was definitely afraid of having a knee replacement done.
No surgery, no downtime with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. They give patients relief from joint pain using their own healing properties to repair and restore damaged tissue. And the results? Well, that's why we see a lot of hugs at QC Kinetics.
Everything is back that I thought I was never going to be able to do again. I'm still smiling, and sometimes it gets emotional. I get a tear in my eye because of how I was before I went in there.
Those smiles and hugs never get old at QC Kinetics. It means patients are finally getting relief. And now, it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation and see if you're a good candidate for these amazing treatments.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
If you're looking for a bank, a true local community bank, you got to talk to my friends at Bank 59. Bank 59, they do everything right. Their mission statement, make lives better. Tell me what other bank, what other financial institution is not only interested in making lives better for their customers, that could be you, but also their community, that is you, and their employees, that also could be you. They're a true local community bank that have 14 branch locations. Keep your head on a swivel. You're going to see that Bank 59 logo everywhere, but you're also going to see them throughout the community, generosity, and every way. Bank 59 is making lives better right here in southeastern Wisconsin. And if you want them to make your life better as a customer, you need to check them out. Bank 59 offers so many different options, from checkings to savings to money market accounts and great CDs. Bank 59 has something for you. Allow them to make your life better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out Bank 59 at bank59.com, member FDIC.
It is KBN. Shope is doing a fist pump because he loves electric love, and the love I love is definitely electric. Every time I see him on Sunday, Thursday, or Monday, he's always electric. And that's Jordan Love I'm speaking of. And we've talked about Jordan Love. We talked about the fact that...
What about Fridays?
We'll find out. We'll find out who's electric on Friday.
Jury's out on Fridays?
Well, yeah, it is, right? Listen, I only speak facts. That's what I do. And
I figured, Kyle, as big of a Jordan Love guy as you are, you've gone deep into the archives and you've seen him slinging it in Bakersfield, California.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I didn't see him. I have seen highlights of it, but that's before. I want to see him doing it in the NFL on Friday night, and I'll have a chance in September as they take on the Eagles in Brazil.
It was so great to have all of the beat writers, guys like Jason Wilde and Rob Domofsky, who's on the show often, to see these guys with footage from OTAs, from minicamp, right? Because you see Jordan Love sling it, you see these receivers, you see the D-line go, bop, 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 get off the line.
Yeah,
I am going to miss that. I love seeing those clips. I eat them up. Anytime there's like a drop, right? If Jordan Love is in California with the receivers, or the D linemen are getting together in Florida and they're getting together, you know I'm going to just eat that up completely, because we're starved of NFL content for the next month and a half until they report on the 22nd of July.
It's going to be a fun next 6 weeks here on KBN. And speaking of fun, it seems like you guys have a fun journey every time you come into the parking structure here.
Yeah.
What goes on? I just flash my little ID badge and boop, it go, welcome, Kyle Wallace. I say thank you. Glad to be here.
Mine says monthly pass locked.
Oh, wow.
Mine too.
What did y'all do? Y'all thieving? Y'all stealing?
I think I have a theory. So this started about 2.5 weeks ago when I had gotten into work that morning, no problem. I left that afternoon, and it wouldn't let me out. But as I was doing some thinking recently, I think I might be being punished for Brad's misstep from about a month ago.
I think
Wait, you're being punished? What do you mean? How are you being punished for what Brad did?
Well, they know Strouf's my guy, and they're probably blacklisting Strouf And anyone that's in my orbit, you're lucky that you and Ben have survived this. I think Ben has survived it.
No, I think Strofe might have done something he wasn't supposed to do, and that's why he got blacklisted by our great parking structure here.
Well, if it's reflective of criminal acts, I wouldn't go as criminal acts of.
You moving the cones was pretty criminal. That was against the law to be touching other people's property. It was like stealing.
I think the security cameras picked up on me moving the cameras. Moving the cones, excuse me, and I think I've been blacklisted. I think that I've envisioned my picture, Strofe's picture, up in some dark office, a most wanted list. Said these guys are not welcome. We're not going to be able to figure out their past, and we need to put them in a punishment, so to speak, for Brad moving the cones and disrupting the sanctity of our rules.
Now you're for sure blacklisted because you had to hit the intercom and let them know multiple times, "Hey, I need to get out. Hey, I'm trying to get back in." They laughed at you because they saw you on camera acting a fool, doing things you weren't supposed to be doing, thinking that you run the dang place when you actually don't. You just work here. They saw you. They laughed at you because they knew that you were going to be the guy that buzzed them in. And now this is payback, buddy. This is payback. So what do you do when you get here? You have to hit buttons, or you got to call them again and say, "Hey, friend."
Every time I need to take a ticket and I need to go to Amy at the front desk and get her to validate it. And I feel bad for Amy because Amy's the one that's trying to work behind the scenes in order to have everything.
Don't you feel bad for the parking? Don't you guys think that this is deserved? I know Strofe did. Strofe, listen, I don't know what you did, but I know you did something that got you in trouble.
What are you talking about right
I know you did something. I just looking at you. What? I know you're
that's a strong accusation.
I have my hand in mischievous guy.
I made a mistake. I didn't make a mistake. I purposely moved the cones. But the Strofe.
I never moved any cones. I never went in a place I shouldn't have.
Did you litter? Did you just throw a cup?
No,
and not in the trash can?
I don't litter. What kind of accusation is that?
I'm trying to brainstorm what you might have done to get you on the blacklist.
The only thing I could imagine I could have done is I have left my car overnight a few times.
Ooh. Is your past paying for that?
I mean, I would
That's why
so.
you the monthly allotment. Listen, we're here for a certain amount of hours a day, and typically if you park here, you pay X amount of dollars to park here, hourly parking, right? You've exceeded your monthly allotment.
The issue with that.
That's why you've been banned. You've been canceled.
With that. We have a teammate in the building that lives over here and keeps their car here.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
And they're not on the blacklist.
Whoa,
they're not on the blacklist.
Wait, why escaped? You are dry snitching. You are snitching on somebody right now.
They're going to comb their.
You are dry snitching.
Why do you think I've said there and teammate?
Because
I've kept it completely vague.
Yes, because we couldn't whittle down exactly what it is or look up certain addresses of people that work here. I literally have addresses of anybody I manage. I know their address. I know where they live at.
Well, good news is I will help with the process of elimination. You do not manage this individual.
I know I don't manage because, listen, if anybody in this place is expensive to stay. So if anybody on my team making that much money, I did some miscalculations. Expensive.
Yeah, Strofe, they've targeted you as someone that's squatting. You're squatting in the...
Strofe's a squatter.
You're squatting in the parking garage.
Strofe's a squatter.
I was informed as of this morning, allegedly I should be good to go, so I will test it after work to see if my pass works.
Squatting Strofe.
It's been about 2.5 weeks, and I am a squatter. I'm a professional couch surfer right now.
That's true. You are squatting. You're squatting in every area of life.
Oh, goodness gracious. From couches to the parking lot. But you know who's not a squatter?
Except in the gym.
Yeah, that's very true because them legs is skinny and scrawny. But a guy who's not a squatter, that is Tony Smith, the former NBA player and also Marquette Hall of Famer, joins us next. I want to get his take on Jordan Love and also the Aaron Rodgers situation because I know he's a hater of everything Packers, so I want to see what his hate says today. Keep it locked. We have Tony Smith coming up next right here on KBN.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Caleb Williams sucks.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
And he's got a bunch of little yellow things falling all over his table. He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, okay over there?
So, typically you see, those helicopters that spin off trees. I thought that's what these were, but these look like if Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was having cornflakes.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here to tell you about the grand opening of the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Get a precision grand opening haircut for just $20. Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at TravelWisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
I'm Ben Jewick with Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors. The crew is winning ball games here in Milwaukee and around the country. Our team stands ready to help your organization win across North America. Powered by Coakley Connect, our revolutionary facilities management platform. The Coakley crew supports clients across the country manage their real estate portfolio, offering facility-focused products and services, interior design, construction, new furniture, installation, and move management. We'll help you create and manage interior environments that drive your teams forward. Visit CoakleyBrothers.com and hit a home run.
You know the players, you know the stats, and you know basketball. It's playoff time, so put your knowledge where the money is and win up to 100 times your cash with Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and submit your lineup. Turn $10 into $1,000 with just 4 correct picks. You can choose from traditional stats like points or assists, or more unique ones like getting a dunk or 3-pointers. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what make Prize Picks America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Join the Prize Picks community of over 5 million users who have already signed up. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use code WI. That's code WI on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. The hotel is ideally located in the heart of the theater district in downtown Milwaukee. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site galleries, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Book special hotel packages with room rates starting as low as $129 a night. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Until justice stands for all, our lawyers will never rest. More at earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Are you welcoming new teammates or business partners? Look no further than 3Tree. 3Tree Marketing is a full-service, branded merchandising agency that use creative merchandising strategies to share your company's story. Your company, it has a brand, it has a story, it is trying to let everybody know who you are. 3Tree Marketing can help you tell that story with their specialized gifting or onboarding kits. It's an amazing opportunity to showcase what your brand is all about. This team thinks outside the box, becomes an extension of your team. Be the envy of everybody else in your industry when you use 3Tree Marketing. See what 3Tree Marketing can do for your team and set an appointment today at 3treemarketing.com.
It is KBN, and we're excited to be joined by the former NBA player and also Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith. Tony, what's happening? How you doing? You're on KBN.
What up, gentlemen?
Nothing much. Nothing much. But here's the thing. I just got a question for you. You played for Jerry West as the general manager?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He's my GM. He drafted me.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. Oh, a smart GM. He drafted you. He did a good job constructing that team to get you into the. You helped the team get to the finals. Didn't win, but you were part of helping the team get to the finals. Had to try to D up Jordan.
Yeah, I did a little something.
You did a little something.
Didn't do nothing. I did more than nothing.
You're in front of him.
Tony, how would you describe Jerry West, his presence and his personality?
I would say no real personality. Like
it's intense.
Just about as plain and straightforward and super intense. All business. I mean, it's kind of like, honestly, I saw him a little bit like how, when I was coaching AAU kids, like, you gotta be careful with kids. If you joke around with them too much, then they get the wrong idea, because they don't know when to turn it off, right? Like, you as an adult, I can joke around, but when it's game time, I can turn it off. I know, but kids can't do that. Like, if you joke around with them too much, they'll continue that with that attitude at the wrong time. That's how kind of Jerry was. Like, he wasn't really about any joking around, playing around when he was talking to players. I remember one time he came up to me. He's like, "What?" He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "We was doing warm-ups." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You got to try to make every shot. Like, you can't be out here just shooting shots. You got to try to make every shot." And I was like, "Dude, I'm just warming up." I'm thinking to myself, like, chill out. But that's the kind of dude he was. He was a little bit intense like that when other people would probably think he didn't have to be that intense.
He could not have Coach Aaron Rodgers because he probably would have traded him or got rid of him very, very quickly. What's your take on this? Yeah. Aaron Rodgers skipping out on the mini camp with an unexcused absence with the Jets. What's your take on that?
My take is, where's the surprise? It's Aaron Rodgers. We know what he thinks of himself.
But shouldn't he be doing more? Like, he's the one who's
above the law.
But above the law. But do you think he's a hypocrite? Jason Wilde said today on Wilde and Tausch, he said Aaron Rodgers is a hypocrite because he's the one who talked about the fact that everybody should be all bought in. We want to make sure that we keep all the BS outside the locker room. And here he is creating a big story by not showing up to the team's minicamp. Tyrod Taylor's leading number one offense right now.
Right. But remember, also he said, I'm like the advanced class. I don't need to be for when they're doing football 101. I'm football 401. Like, when you graduate to that, let me know. I'll be around. Like, he's that guy. He thinks I'm too advanced to be in this little meaningless introductory beginner stuff. Like, let me know when we're at the real stuff, and then I'll be around. That's his attitude. So that makes sense in that vein.
What do you think what is going through his teammates' head? Do you think they're like, no big deal, Aaron being Aaron, and we know he's going to be locked in other times? Or do you think they're like, what the heck, dude? I mean, you're supposed to be our team leader, and you say all these things, and they're thinking that he's the hypocrite that I'm agreeing with you that he is.
Yeah, and listen, I think that he has enough cachet that I don't think they're too worried about it.
Okay, hold on. If Magic Johnson skipped out on some training camp practice or anything that was mandatory, would you be looking around like, where's Magic?
No, I certainly would not, especially if I'm a rookie. But listen, those guys really, they didn't practice a lot anyway. They were show up, but I'm gonna say Magic. I'm gonna say, well, they're gonna be there. Now, how much participation they have in the thing is maybe up for question, but he's definitely going to be there. And I think Magic's a better leader. I just think he is. From what I've seen, obviously I've played with Magic. I've seen him lead in person, but I've been close enough to the Packers and watched enough to see what Aaron does. Aaron's a little bit like, I'm a little off to the side. At least I'm not saying like I'm a player, right? But watching from the Packers sideline, being a Packer fan and being involved in everything that's the Packers, it just seems like from the outside that he's not that type of leader. Now, I know what type of leader Magic is. Magic's going to be there for you. He's going to go to bat for you. I'm going to tell you one time. So we were in Paris at training camp. We go overseas for training camp. We were in Paris. We're on the bus after practice, and we're going to try to get something to eat. So they're figuring out where we're going to get something to eat. The bus driver pulls up at a McDonald's in Paris. You know what Magic says? He says, "What the F is this?" He said, "We're the Los Angeles Lakers. We don't eat this crap."
Hey.
He was so mad. He's like, "We're not the New Jersey Nets. We're the Lakers. We better, in other words, get us some good food. We're not eating this crap."
That's
amazing. That's the type of leader he is.
I love that. I love that. Tony.
Voice of the team.
Tony, thanks so much for joining us. Well, I'm sure a lot of people stick around to make sure they hear you on the Homer Hour coming up next. The Homer Hour that features Homer, who was featured in the J Love video because he was throwing shade at Jordan Love. Homer, do you know this? You know you're in a video?
I do not.
Oh, well, yeah, you're in a hype video.
I watched that. What do you have me saying?
I guess you're in the background hating on Jordan Love. I don't know.
That's just bullshit. Oh, sorry. I'm the one who put him in the Packer Hall of Fame before anybody else. Hey, Jordan, you start picking your spot. Find the only person who put you in the Packer Hall of Fame back at the beginning of last year. Is that in that crowd?
If all of a sudden you just hear Homer yelling, make sure you download the Wisconsin On Demand app and make sure you
Can I say it's BS again?
No, stick here. Homer, he's hot, and he's next with Tony Smith.
How does he do that?